What's up, internet? We are here live for our update. It is Friday, August 1st, day number 25 inside the Big Brother house. Who won HoH? Was Mickey's power used? The feeds were down for a long time, but I have some answers for everybody. Let's talk about that, plus all the intel, drama, and more from yesterday's live feeds. But first, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Speaking of, we also have our sponsor, Factor. Get your chef-prepared meals delivered to your door, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Pick from pre-made meals from a weekly menu. Get 50% off. Free shipping on your first box using my link in the description down below. A little bit of a recap because we got a lot that we have to go over from not just last night's episode, but even more. Lauren had won HoH. She nominated Keanu, Kelly, and Will. By the way, we're also live here. If you guys don't know what we do, we also have our daily morning updates. We do our update and then we jump into the chat afterwards. So I'm going to ignore you guys for a little bit. I see you all there, but we're going to jump into the update here. So Lauren won HoH. She nominated Keanu, Kelly, and Will. Keanu wins the power of veto, meaning Lauren had to suffer through making another decision, eventually landing on Adrian up on the block. Before the eviction, there was a little bit of last minute talks taking place trying to flip the vote. Vince and Zach actually caught up with Ava in the morning before the episode, but it didn't go their way. Later, Ava actually had like a little moment to the camera where she kind of smiled. She's like, I did a thing, right? She was real excited and happy to pull off, keeping Will, who is somebody that she's pretty close to, even all the way back since week 1 here in the house. Vince also had a thought about potentially filling in Riley and Catherine before the vote, but I don't know if that actually took place. That takes us to the episode. The blockbuster takes place between Kelly, Adrian, and Will, and Kelly, once again, pulling off her inner Tucker, wins another blockbuster competition, saving herself, leaving Adrian and Will to face the vote. Adrian was evicted 8-4. Vince and Zach leaving Riley, Catherine, Keanu, and Kelly all to vote on the wrong side. Also, keep in mind, as we head on into this week, before we get to a new HoH, there are still 2 powers in play, right? We have Mickey with her HoH takeover, which many had suspected that she has. So if she were to use it, was she going to be able to do so? We have some news on that. Also, keep in mind, Zach has his 10K bribe, which no one knows about. They don't actually know it's a power. They just know he has $10,000 that he won. The feeds were down for a long time after the episode. The HoH competition went very, very long. We weren't sure what was happening. We were waiting. I thought, well, I guess this bunny won HoH. We were on the Adopt a Pets for a long time. When they finally came back, I actually at first, I thought Vince had won. The way they were talking, it kind of confused me a little bit. But it was eventually all made clear that actually Riley won HoH. So he won the competition. The way it worked, it was the balance beam comp. You know that one where they kind of have to run on the different lanes and whoever is able to hit the button first? With a little bit of a twist. I don't know exactly all of the details, but Vince was mentioning something about teams, and I got really confused. So what I think happened was, it was kind of like last season, the first HoH, where they got to kind of break off into teams and pick where they wanted to go. Because one of the things that happened was Vince wanted to trade teams. Like, he wanted to switch to another team. And he's like, Keanu literally held my shoulder. I was like trying to get away, but Keanu held on to him. So he wasn't able to flip. There was also a potential rumor that was started that Vince threw the HoH to mess up Keanu during the run. Keanu actually was apparently close to winning, and it did get heated at some point where Keanu was like kind of like really aggressive during the competition. Also, another thing, and I'm not 100% on this as well, but it seems like Kelly might have gotten some kind of safety for the week, because how it would work, right? They would separate in the teams, but it was an odd number. So somebody was going to be that lone person out. I believe it was Kelly. And apparently Rachel even called it out. Like she was like, I bet she's going to end up safe this week. So it seems like Kelly will be safe, cannot go on the block this week. So we won't see another week of Kelly volunteering to go on the block. It seems like she will actually be the one who is fully safe this week, no matter what. Now, there is some more stuff to go over because as it happens, right, Riley's the HoH, so let's figure out what he wants to do. Vince actually went to Riley to kind of explain his vote, because remember, as far as Riley knew, it seemed like they were possibly going to have the votes to at least tie to potentially keep Adrian in the house, and then Lauren could break the tiebreaker. So he went to him and he was like, listen, I was weak and I got into a moment where I ended up making a mistake, and Riley tells him like, listen, you're cool, right? Like you got nothing to worry about. Vince was basically saying to him like he's so embarrassed and he wishes he could be more like Riley, be bold. just full on butt kissing from Vince. Vince also talks to Keanu, tells him the same thing. He's like, I messed up. I was weak. I made a mistake. Keanu says, listen, it's okay. You had a momentary lapse, And he said, like, listen, we're all going to be weak sometimes, but we have to be there for each other, to pull each other up. Don't let it happen again, though. And for a second, Keanu said he actually did think that Vince had thrown the HoH, but he said, listen, at the end of the day, I still trust you. I want to ride with you, and I run with Riley. You're the only ones that are unexpendable to me with the Unexpendable Alliance. Zach, though, he also had said, made himself the bottom of the totem pole because he didn't go along with the vote. He's like, I don't trust Zach, though. Keanu said, to me, Zach is below Jimmy and Rachel in his eyes. And he's like, that's saying something. Morgan ends up telling Vince how basically they're going to have to pitch that the heavy hitters shouldn't go up. Because as far as Riley is concerned to Morgan, right, like she thinks, like Riley still thinks the heavy hitters are a thing, even though they had kicked them out and formed the heavy hitters 2.0. The funny thing is, though, Riley had asked Zach way back. He was like weeks ago. He's like, yo, heavy hit, is that thing still a thing? And they kind of like laughed at it. I was like, no, I don't think so. Riley didn't even want to meet up with them the first night when it was taking place. He was like, can I just tell you what I'm going to say? Morgan also didn't like the fact that Catherine apparently had already started acting like the HoH, walking around being like bossy and stuff like that, I guess. But it's a thing. It's a thing. Also, Mickey apparently didn't think that Catherine and Riley were actually that serious. And to be honest, I really still don't know either, right? Like we still haven't gotten like a real clue from Catherine of how she actually feels about him and whether or not she actually like him or she's just playing along. Because again, like why wouldn't you kind of play along in that situation with somebody who's willing to throw your game away, right? It might be a situation where you're really uncomfortable in, but for game wise, are you really going to like push that person away, especially when you don't seem to have any other numbers on your side? So like we still need some confirmation from Catherine how she feels about all this. But they were calling it a full-on showmance. Jimmy says ideally it's Keanu, Ashley, and Will on the block. Highly doubt that since Keanu's kind of one of Riley's closest allies beside Catherine. So why would he put him up? Like that doesn't make any sense. Mickey and Morgan, they had already had a little bit of a plan. They said, listen, we need to push that Ashley has the power. And they did that to a couple of different people, kind of saying like, who do you think has it? Who do you think has it? And they were kind of saying Ashley's name a lot. Morgan actually tells Zach that she's like super worried. Zach actually doesn't help at all. He's like, listen, Riley did throw your name out there before, so there's a chance. And they start running scenarios on, what would happen if she was up on the block and who she would potentially stay against if she was there. I also, for a little bit there, I got worried about Kelly. Kelly for a bit, like I said, I think she's safe for the week, so she doesn't seem to have much to worry about on that end. But she was just kind of standing there kind of awkwardly. Like people were over on the sides, just kind of having a chat upstairs in that Venom lounge. And she was just kind of standing there like swaying a little bit. And it was really awkward. Like she wasn't even looking at them. And like, I don't know, it just felt weird. Like, I don't know, maybe she was exhausted, but like it almost reminded me of somebody who had like extremely low blood sugar at first. But then Lauren came over and kind of gave her a hug. So I think she's fine. It was just kind of an exhaustion thing or whatever from the long day and the comps and everything that happened. Camden coming on in with the $10. The $10 super chat. Surprised Zach's not doing damage control with the other side of the house like Vince was. Right, you would think he would be doing a little bit more, but I think he's a little bit comfortable. Also, I think I had seen something where Norma might have done a thing. I don't know. I have to check. It's not showing up on my other thing here. But for a second, it said something else. So we'll see. I don't know. Norma, if you did something, let me know. Where were we at here? Let's say I was also worried, like I said, about Kelly. But other than that, I think she was all right. Ashley and Will, they actually were putting in some FaceTime with Riley. They were a little bit worried about, potentially being the ones that would go up on the block and be there. Riley actually said, he's like, listen, I don't want to see anybody go home. Like, I don't want to see anybody go up. And, I don't want anybody to take it personally. Right? Like, it's just a game, and I'm still trying to, take this all in still, right? Like, I just became HoH. Norma gave 50? I knew I saw that. I thought I saw that. If Norma sent a message, I don't know what the message was, but let me know. Thank you so much, Norma. Thank you also, Camden. So, Will and Ashley, they were putting in work with Riley just to, kind of, get in there a little bit. It wasn't really working because Riley probably was looking at them as potential nominees, but they were still giving it an attempt, and I good on them for doing it. Riley then met up with Keanu, and they celebrated in the gym. Riley was thinking of Ashley, Mickey, and Morgan as his initial noms, and then they start talking about the power, which is going to become really important here. Keanu, he says Mickey and Ashley, but they actually end up thinking that Ashley would leave in the whole situation with, Mickey, Morgan, and Ashley up on the block. So they're like, maybe it could be Ashley, right? She does seem really comfortable. Ronald coming in with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Oh, man, another piece of furniture won. HoH. We'll get to that. We'll get to it. So they think Ashley would leave, and Ashley's been really comfortable. So Riley actually thinks Ashley acts like she has the power, and it possibly could be her. So either way, Riley isn't scared though. He's like, I'll flush it out. I'll put them up. Like, I don't care, right? And they also think it would be something that would happen in the veto, just like the other two powers. They are not really aware of what could potentially happen here. Spoiler alert. It's going to get bad. Before we get to that, though, Mickey, Morgan, Ashley, and Rachel, they end up talking. And for some reason, again, they think that Riley would end up putting up Keanu. And Keanu's going around knowing his days are numbered. But again, it might be like the worst read of the season. Like, I don't know why they would believe that would happen unless Mickey's power was used. Wink, wink. Feeds went down. Feeds went down for a long time, and it was really weird because they had just came back and then they're down. And I'm like, there's only a couple of things that could have possibly happened here. Mickey either used her power, something broke, or Riley's walking around in nothing but his HoH robe and a cowboy hat swinging around his little calf. So something was going on in that house, but we weren't sure what. When the feeds came back, and I'm talking moments before I went live, Riley was crying. And Mickey did use her power, meaning that Mickey has taken over as HoH. It was successful. Riley guessed Ashley. He was apologizing to her for, thinking it was her. Riley has been dethroned. Mickey is now the HoH. I would think that Riley would be an option as well, right? Like him, Keanu, Catherine, Lauren, potentially even Zach. We know that Mickey has been looking at Zach and wanting to add him out before jury, which I did also hear literally moments before I hit live. Mickey and Morgan were having a chat in the HoH room, which he already has, and they were talking about, potentially who would go up. One of the things they said was Riley apparently got really heated after Mickey took the HoH, calling her a liar, potentially cursing, or at least they said, like, don't curse. And he was like, I'm not cursing. And she said, basically, because of the way he acted, he's so emotional, he has to go up for that. So we would see Riley as one of the potential nominees this week. It was a wild night. Literally, the feeds are still on as we're talking right now. In the bathroom, Morgan, Zach, Vince, and Catherine are all still talking. This is the exact reason why we started doing Fridays the way we do. If I would have waited until they were up, we wouldn't have the update until noon. But we got you guys all filled in on everything that's been going on right now. I really am disappointed, though. I think watching those interrogations take place would have been amazing feeds, and I'm really sad that they took that away from us, because this could have been one of the most amazing night of feeds. This update would have been wild. I would still be yapping about all the stuff that went down and all the different conversations that Riley had, but we were robbed of that, so we were going to have to wait until Sunday's episode to see all of this play out, and I'm really excited to see that this all play out, because it really is kind of amazing how Mickey was able to get away with it. For a long time there, people started to get really suspect that Mickey had this power, but it ended up being Ashley who kind of falls as the scapegoat, and enough people thought that potentially Ashley had this power that Mickey was able to pull off the heist of the century and steal the HoH from Riley. So what a wild turn of events. That is all that I have right now for you guys. I'm sure we'll even have more tomorrow as even more stuff are going on, but I want to jump into the chat and start talking to you guys about everything that's happening right now, because this was crazy. Once again, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get to watch it all kind of play out a little bit more, but man, what a wild night this turned out to be. So what are you guys saying? I see Laura over there on Kick as well. If you guys don't know, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Kick, we're live on Twitch. You can watch wherever you like in the mornings here, but let's see what you guys are saying. Tommy, the allegiance chart. So here's the thing, I actually didn't update it yet. I haven't updated it yet. It's still based on last week, but I think it still holds true. I think for the most part, this is kind of how the house is laid out, right? You have Catherine, Riley, Keanu, and then Kelly, who would be in that kind of far corner away from everybody else. And then everybody else is really kind of grouped up here. Now, the big thing is you can see that Mickey is really far away from Zach, Vince, Lauren. She does not get along with those people, so those could also be options as well for her to go up on the block. With Mickey as HoH, Ashley safe, Jimmy safe, Morgan safe, Rachel safe, Ava safe, Will would be safe. Apparently Kelly is safe this week as well, because she was not picked to actually play on one of the teams in the HoH competition. That's as far as I can tell, that's what it sounded like. That could be wrong. Like, I might have gotten that information wrong, but that's everything that I was gathering, because apparently even Rachel was calling that out as it was happening during the competition. So Kelly you would think would be safe. That would leave Keanu, Riley, Catherine, potentially even Lauren getting thrown on the block right after she made a deal to keep herself safe until jury. So that could even end up being a thing. And that would also potentially be a shot at Zach without taking a shot at Zach, which Mickey would probably want to do, since she has been talking about, potentially getting Zach out here sooner or later. So if you could potentially put Lauren up on the block and maybe she's the one who ends up going this week, that might not be a bad thing for you if you're Mickey. That could potentially be a really good thing for you. So we'll see. That also would really probably help out Morgan and bring Zach and Vince closer into their side as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if, at the end of the week, Lauren, if she's there on the block, depending on if she was up there with Catherine, I could see where they would vote out Lauren before they would vote out Catherine, thinking that would be the bigger move, since, Riley and Catherine are still kind of on their own. It's kind of a thing that they're a duo, whereas Zach and Vince, it would still bring them even closer, because it's known how close they are with Lauren as well. So it could be really an interesting thing how this all works out. Bondo, what's up, Bondo? I don't know if I have the command set up, but if you want to check out the draft here, I'll put that over here in the Kick chat. I'll put it over here in the YouTube chat as well. We got somebody coming in following over on Kick. Thank you so much. I felt like it was loud. I had the feeds on. let's see what you guys are all saying up in chat. What are you guys up to? Deborah says, I'd love to see Riley, Lauren, and Catherine on the block. The house needs a reset, and those three think they're all sitting pretty. Ori, you need to add Mastermind guessing to the draft board. Ooh, maybe that's a good idea. We could do like a supplemental draft, and then you could do like write-in votes. Ooh. I'm going to see if I can set that up. I'm going to see, Shelly, that's a good idea. I like that idea. And then you can write in who you want, right? It could be anybody, right? Like you could write in that it's, I don't know. What was that guy on the Celebrity Big Brother who was the politician and then he quit? Scaramucci. Short enough. Who knows? The Mastermind and Scaramucci, the heights, I think they line up. I don't know. Did he have the wide shoulders? Did he have the same wide? Didn't Scaramucci, the mooch, she had some wide shoulders, right? Little neck. Does it have I think the Mastermind might have a bigger neck. It's probably a bad guess. It's probably I wouldn't guess that if I were you, if you want to get points. Bondo says, I would think Riley should be safe because he won the comp. That's the other thing, Bondo. We don't know if he's actually safe or not, because the way it was described is Mickey just takes the whole HoH away. So we don't know if Riley actually does get a little bit of safety from winning the comp. It would really stink if you win a comp, you were the HoH, and then you get dethroned, and then you end up leaving. That would be wild. That would be a really, really crazy. That would be crazy if he's not safe. Did Riley get his letter? That's the thing, too. I don't think he got anything because when the feeds went down originally, he didn't get his room yet. He didn't get nothing. And in fact, they were kind of waiting and he kept saying, he's like, when do you think I'm going to get my room? And he was asking Rachel and Rachel was like, it could be whenever. Is that Allie? Oh, Allie with the shout out. Thank you. Wasn't he also constipated? I think that might be Ashley. I'm not 100%, but I think Ashley has not been able to use the potty. That is what I think I had heard. You put Riley up with Zach too, so there's a challenge for veto. But that's the thing, Norma. If Zach ended up being there too after veto, Zach would end up coming down. So it could end up being a wild situation there. Also, Norma, thank you once again for the super chat. Okay, that's sad. You're not getting a room, dude. What happened? Just got here. Gleeful craziness happened. Riley won HoH, and the feeds went down for a real long time. And when they came back, Riley was crying. Mickey used her power, and not only used it correctly, and was able to keep the HoH. So Mickey is now the new HoH. Mickey is crazy. Wasn't Scaramucci costume? Maybe, potentially. Who's that coming on in? We had Kerry come on in, hit that sub button. Guess what? You guys might not know this, but Kerry, when you hit that sub button, you and me, we now have a final two. Shh, it's a secret. You can't tell anybody, Kerry. Now listen, here's the thing. You might hear some rumors. You might hear some rumors out there, Kerry, about like other final twos that I might have. But I promise you, Kerry, me and you, we're going to the final two. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button. Guys, XDG, hold on. We can relax. Is Kelly safe? So, Connor, that's a thing. I think she's safe. The information that I was able to gather, the HoH competition was played in some sort of teams. And I don't even know exactly the format there of how that broke down. Like if one person had a high score on that team, they moved on or in some way. Or if eventually like the team with the highest score, they would then compete as the final four. Because I think Keanu was also close to winning apparently. So I don't know exactly how it all broke down. But apparently they picked teams and they were like allowed to go pick wherever they wanted because Vince tried to switch teams, but Keanu like held him by the shoulder. He was like, pal, you're staying over here. So it seems like Kelly was the odd person out. And because she was the odd person out, that meant that she's safe. And that's what it seems like, because apparently Rachel even said, like, she predicted it. Who was it? I think Morgan's like, yeah, Rachel predicted that was going to happen too. She was like, I bet she's going to be safe this week. So it seems like Kelly will be safe this week and can't be nominated because she didn't get to compete. I believe that's what happened with the first HoH, right? The first HoH last year, they ended up with the downgrades, right? It was Chelsea and Cedric. They were the two odd people out of the groups. So they both ended up with the downgrades, right? And they couldn't be nominated, but they were also have-nots. I think there was something else that went along with it too. But I think that's the position that Kelly's in right now, I believe. Yes, we did update the picture here. Mickey is the HoH. I had the Alliance, the Legions chart from last week still up. I need to update that. Some things will change. I think Zach might be taking a little bit of hit because he lost a lot of favor with the other side of the house because of the vote. It could have been a fatal error for Zach this week with how everything turned out. Safety for Queen Kelly. Let's see where we at here. Thanks, Ori. You're welcome, Otter. You're welcome. No, Cedric and Chelsea and Cedric couldn't play in the HoH and veto, and could be nominated. That's why the downgrade was so bad. They could be nominated. I thought they were safe. I remember what it was. They just gave them safety. That's what it was. Remember, because like they were downgraded and everybody just kind of agreed. Everyone just kind of agreed that they wouldn't go up. They weren't actually safe. You're right, XDG. They weren't actually safe. But I think it was a similar situation where Kelly was just the odd person out. And she ended up being safe this week. That's what it sounds like. Is it confirmed, HoH, that... yes. Personal, it is confirmed. Mickey used her power. And Mickey is the new HoH. Riley guessed Ashley had the power. And that's who he picked as the person that he thought was trying to overthrow him after the interrogations. And it ended up being Mickey that did take over the HoH. The microchip costume they had to wear, yeah. They didn't successfully guess it was Mickey with the power. I'm late on the wrong morning. 80s Fisher, maybe? Yeah, a little late on the wrong morning because this one was wild. This one was wild. Mickey was successful in overthrowing the HoH. Riley was not successful in guessing it, so Riley was overthrown as the HoH. Let's see where we are at here. I don't think Kelly saved from the comp because Riley was joking about putting Kelly up, and Keanu said no, and Riley started laughing and said, no, I won't because it's her B-day, so she can't be put up. I think that because that's also, I kind of heard that convo a little bit. What I took from that was him joking that he was going to put her up and then Keanu saying you can't. But I'm not 100% on that. But that's what it sounded like. Because like I said, even like they were saying Rachel predicted it. She might not be safe, right? That might not be what happened. But that's what it had sounded like from the conversations I had heard. Who Riley wanted on the block. So Riley, he was looking at Mickey, Morgan, and Ashley. So Mickey made the right call. Because if she didn't use the power, she was probably going to be on the block this week from Riley. So she definitely made the right call and got away with a lot of luck there. A lot of luck there. Also, I should say some skill because they did lay the seeds. They did lay the seeds for Ashley, even moments before they used the power. Kelly being safe makes sense. You can't compete, so you can't be in danger unless you're the outgoing HoH. Rachel, first ever two-time winner coming soon. I think people should get points even though Riley was overturned. Yes. So Riley will still get points for winning the HoH competition. But what I'm going to do also is Mickey is going to get points as well for being the new HoH because technically she was also successful in like a mission here. Like she used her power and was able to pull it off. So I would say that she would also get points for that as well, because we did give points for Kelly getting a second veto as well. Keanu also got points for Casey winning the veto. So Mickey will get points this week, and Riley will get points this week in the draft. I also I posted the draft link. I do have to double check because I might have misdone stuff. I always end up double checking all the stats just to make sure we're good. But I think it is accurate. I think. Who do we got coming on in here? We got two people coming on in here. We've got Gleeful, and we got Schmieder. Well, Gleeful and Schmieder. Here's the thing, Gleeful and Schmieder, since you're coming in together, listen, I get a good vibe from both of you guys. Listen, Gleeful and Schmieder, what do you say? What do you say, the three of us, we run it to the end? How about a final three? Gleeful, Schmieder, do you like each other? Do you trust in me? I think if we stick together, we're going to the end, but shh, don't tell anybody. Listen, if you hear anything else about like final twos or final threes or whatever that it might have with it, don't buy it. Don't believe it. It's not true. It's not true. We're going to the end. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button. Riley, shortest HoH reign ever. Honestly, Laura, yeah, probably, right?
All right. Yeah.
Was there anything else that was different? Allie coming on in with a Prime sub over on Twitch. Allie, thank you so much. Thank you so much. 18 months in a row. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Has there been a shorter HoH reign? I don't think there has, right? Because even a double eviction, maybe in a double eviction, right? Because I think he technically, well, he wasn't even really an HoH. Because like, would it count? He had the key, I guess, because it counts in a double. So I guess probably during a double eviction might be the only other shortest HoH reign. Let's see where we're at. Do the three Schmucketeers. The three Schmucketeers Alliance. Kamani, Jaylee, coming on in, following over on Twitch. I appreciate it. Who do we else we got here? Yeah, it's Ori's only real one. Whoa. Yeah. Schmieder, we're good. Keep it on down low. Yeah, outside of a double eviction, I think it's the shortest ever, right, Christian? If Zach goes up, he can't overthrow Mickey, but he can give Mickey $10,000 to get off the block, and she can't deny it. Yes, that is how it works. BB16, 17 comp thing, maybe. Even that, because like they had like a full like day where like the HoH competition, and then they would nominate people, and then they would do the battle of the block. So like here, he didn't even get the room. Because they even had 2 HoH rooms. They got to spend the night in there. Kyle lasted one butterfly floaty longer than right. Actually, it was probably, guys, if we're being honest, it was probably about an Ashley shower. He was HoH probably for about an Ashley shower. With the time after the HoH competition and then the time during the interrogations, he was HoH for about an Ashley shower. Time for a new twist soon. Hey, all, finally glad I caught you live. Good job, Ori. Welcome on in, Kim. Welcome on in. What a joke this show is. It's crazy, Will. It's crazy. Riley guessed Ashley had the power. Yeah, Riley guessed wrong. Mickey gets the takeover ability, successful. It's crazy. Surprised Riley didn't guess Mickey. Yeah, T-Gold. It was one of those things where I guess at the best it was 50-50, right? They were kind of down to Mickey and Ashley, but they really ended up pushing Ashley. And in the end, that's where Riley ended up going with it, because he felt like she was too comfortable. So it ended up working out. It ended up working out for them. But for a while there, I started to think as soon as Mickey would use her power, it wasn't going to work, because so many people started to think that it was her. But they were able to pull off the heist of the century. Kudos to them. You think Adrian will get back in the game chance? Probably not. Probably not. Sometimes they'll do like battle backs and stuff like that. But I'm fairly certain that they're not going to be doing any of those kind of stuff pre-jury. Potentially maybe post-jury we have some kind of a battle back, but I think Adrian is gone. Let's see. He's been crying about not getting to sleep with Catherine because he won't share a twin bed with him. He's pissed about the HOH. He really, because that's the thing. He was most looking forward to the HOH room. Like that was his biggest thing. Is like he wanted the HOH room, and he was even what he had said he was going to do was hold all of his one-on-ones out on the couch outside, and he wasn't going to let anybody in his room at all. The only people that were going to be able to go in his room were him and Catherine. So now he's like, I can't get the HOH bed. And then he was also complaining about like the bed he sleeps in the attic room, because apparently it's too small for him, and his like feet are all like messed up, and he's all in all weird ways, and he hasn't been able to sleep right. So he was so excited about this HOH room. Like that, I think that's the thing that he's so mad about the most, is that he doesn't get the HOH room. Not that he loses power, or he isn't safe or whatever. It's the fact that he doesn't get the HOH room. Longer than a boink, shorter than a shower. Great metrics of time. Who's the they that pushed Ashley? And that's the thing, right? Like you should think, right? Who are the ones that are pushing that idea? And the fact that it was Mickey and Morgan the most, you would think that would be like a sign to him. But even then, like he was kind of on the Ashley even before they really started pushing it, because they were pushing it to people like Vince and stuff like that. And then I would assume from Vince, he would go in there and said, like, some people are saying it's Ashley, right? Because Vince wouldn't know either way either. But also the thing is, Zach, we thought maybe had a good idea that it was Mickey. So if Zach went in there, he lost a lot of trust with Riley. So if Zach went in there and started pushing Mickey, there's a good chance that Zach would have actually pushed Riley to go for Ashley, because he doesn't trust Zach as much anymore because of what happened with the vote. So it's kind of a weird situation how this all worked out, where if they actually did flip the vote and Zach went in there and pitched Ashley, he would probably believe him a little bit more. But also, we still don't know that 100%. Like, that's going to have to be stuff we'll see on the episode. And I hope we see a lot of that, because I hope the episode on Sunday is like all about the interrogation. It needs to be. It needs to be just as much of those conversations and how Riley was able to get to his decision as possible. Because that's the most interesting stuff that we're going to see. Let's see. Probably what happened actually. Riley and Catherine was going to make out of the HOH room. I don't know. Riley and Catherine was in a showman's. Well, that's the thing too, right? Like, we hadn't really heard a lot of like Catherine and how she feels about it, right? Like, it's one of those things that it's hard to know, because we really haven't gotten really a good confirmation either way. And it always was just kind of like she kind of laughs it off a little bit. But it seems like they might actually be more serious than they are. But again, maybe that's just kind of Catherine like playing along with it. We don't really know. I wanted to power switch. Me too, Laura. That was the kind of thing too. When Riley won, I was like, ooh, it's Riley. He definitely will go after the other side and would probably do something really interesting with the HOH. Whereas even if like Vince or Zach had won, they might have even been a little bit more timid and maybe not have taken those shots that they really should have, and probably would have ended up getting themselves in probably a little bit more trouble if they did. So it would have been interesting that way. Now it does kind of stay with the other side of the house, and you would think here too that it even more so is showing that Lauren really kind of messed up by not making sure that she put someone like Ashley up there on the block instead of Adrian, because now the numbers are really going to end up not being on their side going forward. If they ever did attempt to go against the other side, they're really going to be at a disadvantage now. Ori Kat said earlier that she thought the things were progressing really quickly, and when to put the brakes on with sleeping in the same bed. Because I don't think you mean like actually sleeping together. I think you just mean like sleeping together. But yeah, I think that was kind of the thing too, where she was kind of saying that like she wanted to put the brakes on a little bit, but also like, does that mean like she actually is still interested and just wanted to put the brakes on it? But like, because like you never really know, and she would have to be careful what she says anyway. The only way to really know would be if she said something in the DR, or even to the cameras by herself, or directly to Riley. And as far as we could tell, she hasn't done any of that kind of stuff, so we don't really know 100% her feelings truly. But it does seem like for now they're a thing. Honestly, I don't think I could watch Riley at night. that would kind of be a show. That would be a show that you might want to avoid. Ashley is the HoH telling Mickey how close Zach and Vince are with Morgan. Oh, I see that up there. Yeah, that is a thing. That is a thing. And we do know that Mickey was potentially even leaning that way. And one of the things is she could either take that shot at Zach, or she could end up taking like a shot at Lauren, which also weakens Zach a bit. But either way, I would imagine that Riley's definitely going on the block. Catherine's probably going on the block. And then you would imagine that Lauren would be a pretty good option there. And man, wouldn't that be a thing if, just like I told you all, making a deal with someone who is in danger and they will say anything to get out of that danger is not a deal you can count on. Because as soon as they're out of danger and you let them off the hook, they have no incentive to keep you safe anymore. None at all. In fact, they're incentivized to take you out before they have to make good on a deal later in jury. So it's a thing. It's a thing. Lauren really should not have accepted that. I believe that she said happy birthday for Riley's mom during the first eviction. I think it's possible, but she's being cautious about her game. And that's the thing too, right? Like either way, right? You might want to kind of push away from the narrative that you're a showmance, even if you are interested, right? So it's kind of hard to really gauge. The only time you really ever know is like when they're like full on, agreeing to it and they're kissing and everything, like we had with Tucker and Rubina, right? But it's one of those things where it's like you can never really tell until like there's full commitment, because just the weird nature of this game, right? Like if she's not interested, yeah, she's not going to just push them away automatically, because that would potentially hurt her game, especially when it's somebody who's basically saying, I'll give up the win to you in the end, right? Like you're kind of want to play along a little bit with that, even if you're kind of uncomfortable with it. And that's just kind of the nature of the game. Who's the HoH? So Riley won the HoH competition, but Mickey successfully used her takeover. Riley was not able to guess it was Mickey. He guessed that it was Ashley, and now Mickey has taken over the HoH from Riley. I think I'm a softie too. I hope Mickey isn't allowed to put up Riley, even though I wouldn't mind him going home. How do you think Riley picked Ashley when Zach heard Mickey? Any guesses? So Tasha, here's one of the things too, right? We kind of assumed that Zach had an idea that Mickey had the power, right? Just from the competition. We weren't 100% because I had never heard Zach like definitively say he knows that Mickey had the power or not. But we were like, if it was us, we'd have a good idea, right? Like we all kind of assume that he would have a strong suspicion. So here's what happened. Because of the vote, Zach lost a lot of favor with Riley, Catherine, and Keanu, because he was on the wrong side of the vote and went and left them, right? They all assumed that Zach was going to be voting with them. So Keanu even had said like Zach's below Jimmy and Rachel in his eyes, right? So what could have potentially happened was during the interrogations, Zach could have even told Riley exactly what happened, that, hey, I think Mickey has the power and this is why, and everything. And then Riley might have been more pushed to actually think that it was Ashley because he doesn't trust Zach as much anymore. So it's a weird situation. We'll have to see like how it all played out more on the episode, because sadly they locked us out from the interrogations. That's my one big issue with everything that happened, because it's kind of fun, it's wild, like crazy stuff's happening. I'm always a fan of chaos, right? but we got locked out. We got locked out and we didn't get to watch the interrogations take place. And I think that would have been a really fun night of feeds. That would have been a really, really fun night of feeds watching that all go down. Still okay to flush the power. That's the thing. It's yes and no, David, right? Because usually, yeah, you want to flush the power. Not if you're Riley, because Riley's probably going to end up right on the block now if he's not safe. If he's not safe, and it seems like he's not, because Mickey was already saying that he potentially has to go on the block just for how he acted after the power was used. So, like, honestly, like, this isn't really a power you could really flush unless you got it right. If he would have guessed correctly, absolutely. Great to flush a power. You no longer have to worry about it. But this was successful. And now it's not even like you could put anybody else up. Flush the power. Oh, flush the power with Zach. Well, they don't know it's a power either. That's the thing. They only think it's a 10K reward that he won, that he's 10K richer than everybody else. But in fact, it's a power he can use all the way up to jury, and they don't know that because Zach was smart about it. So potentially Zach could end up on the block, but if he's still there at the end of the veto, he would end up coming off the block, and then Mickey shows her cards. Big time to Zach. There's no more playing around, right? He would actually be like, oh, okay, I see how it is. But like I said, it's interesting because Zach lost a lot of favor with the other side. And that was one of the things kind of propping him up in the game too. He was at the top of my board because he was good with almost everybody except probably Mickey. Mickey was the only one who was really looking at Zach and not trusting him as much. Everybody else seemed to trust Zach a whole lot. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out now, because now Zach lost favor with the other side. Mickey doesn't trust him. You also have people talking about him being in the final three with Morgan and Vince. So it's like, oh, they're in like a little like side deal going on with everybody else, right? So he's got a little bit more heat on him, and I think he has to come down on the allegiance chart as far as his positioning in the house. When you know you have a takeover on the table, that's the right call to call in OT for the cameraman. Definitely call in all the cameramen were working overtime today. 100%, right? Like, that's when you go like, hey, listen, we got to make sure that people are watching this. But they locked us out. They probably didn't pay the cameramen enough. And that was the problem. They only had one team and they couldn't keep us up to date. Let's see here. Classic coming on in. Classic Pro. What's up, mate? Loving the vibes of your stream. Oh, it's one of those. It's one of those. Gotta love one of those. Honestly, I don't think I could watch she used the power. Yes. Chocolate Capricorn. She used the power. And not only did she use the power, she was successful. Riley guessed that it was Ashley, and Mickey takes over as the HoH now. Norman says that if Mickey puts up Zach, it's even because his power gets flushed. So he can put someone else up she can put someone else up from Zach's alliance up. Zach can be put up next week. But that's also the thing, right? As soon as Zach comes down, yeah, you can put somebody up from his side. But he's here, and now he knows the gun for that HoH. Right? Like he now it's an even playing field where neither of them have powers, and Mickey can't play for the HoH, right? So I would imagine she wouldn't be able to play for the HoH if she's HoH now. So it's kind of one of those things where as soon as somebody takes a shot at Zach, Zach's in a position where then he can fire back at them, and that's a dangerous thing that nobody knows about. Where are we at here? Blows my mind she didn't get found out. I know, it's crazy. She's thinking Keanu, Catherine, and Riley. If Keanu wins veto, then possibly Zach. Her end goal is wanting Catherine and Riley as the two noms up for elimination. Interesting, because that would break them up. Zach is really worried about going up. He's still awake. His power might be used this week. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Riley didn't play the game. That's why he didn't know that Mickey had it. Anyone else think Riley is a couple of tacos shy of a combo meal? This week is going to be so good. I can't wait to see this all. Also, Zach should make a major hit because Adrian was so loyal to him. That's true, too. Mickey and Ashley basically said that Riley and Catherine are both going up, and possibly Keanu. Thanks for the update, Ori. You're welcome, Jason. The good thing is Zach still has the bribe and no one knows. I don't think Mickey is brave enough to go for Zach. Good morning, Deb. Ori is, this is where Rachel steps in to be the next HoH. Ooh. Who are the have-nots? Good question. I don't know if they picked them yet. I didn't see that take place and I didn't hear about it. So I don't know. I mean, listen, Mickey's still up. Mickey's walking around the HoH room. She's still up. Like, they're only just starting to go to bed. Crazy night. I really want to see everyone's reaction to Zach use the power. This twist is amazing. I'm depressed that Riley won. And now, bam, Crazy Cakes week coming up. So Deb, Riley won HoH, but then Mickey used the power and she got it right. It's crazy. Or I should say Riley got it wrong. Would you use the power if you knew you had the votes to stay? If I knew there was a chance I'm going up, I'm going to use the power, I think. I don't even want to risk it. If I know I have the votes to stay, cool, because then if I get found out and I go up on the block, I feel a little bit better. But if I can use the power on somebody I know is probably going to put me up, I'd use it. I think Mickey made the right call. I think she made the right call. Zach is not going up this week. Kelly, Keanu, Riley. Keanu are the only people touching the block. Oh, Kelly, Keanu, Riley. Well, here's the thing, Toronto guy. I'm not 100% sure. I think Kelly might be safe. So again, this is coming from the conversation I was hearing them talk about the HoH comp. So the HoH comp was the balance beam, right? Where they have to run on the balance beam and then press the button. Oh, Catherine. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that could be the 4. That could be the 4 that would go up. That would make sense. Yeah. But also, I'm not 100% sure on the Kelly thing either. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm like 99. I'm like 99% that she's safe. I really hope that Mickey and Riley put that Mickey put Riley, Kat, and Vince up and not Keanu. Why give Keanu 2 chances to take himself off the block? That's a good question. Riley looked like he was going to throw hay after Mickey took his power. By the way, guys, the person who made that comment, that's Dina the Explorer. She's got a great YouTube channel. She covers the BB stuff too. Go check out Dina. That was funny. That was funny. He was really upset. And apparently when it all went down, when like Mickey actually took over the power, Riley was pissed. Like he was mad and heated. Like he was yelling apparently. There was a little bit of confusion. Like I don't know exactly if he was cursing or they just said he was cursing and then he said he wasn't cursing. I'm not 100% sure on that. But right before I went live, I heard Mickey saying this to Morgan. And they were talking about how like that was a lot and he's really emotional. So he was mad. He was calling her a liar. It was a thing. Yeah, Dina is awesome. Actually, the funny thing was we were talking last night. Did we get into this? Did we get into it? So we were talking last night, and I might have said some things. I might have taken some shots at people. Listen, right? I might have just a little bit. There's no beef. I mean, a little bit of beef. There's just one person like on that side that I have a little bit of beef with. Just a little bit because they kind of big tied me in a thing. It's whatever. But I might have said some things, right? But the other thing I did say, we were talking a lot about like all the other baby YouTubers, and we were talking about Dina, Kayla Fro, Tom, BB Boy, all the other BB channels out there. But Dina, definitely go check out Dina. She's awesome. So Mickey was successful at the takeover. Yes, Sunshine. She was successful. Y'all killing it with the jokes this morning. Absolutely, Stephanie. It would be funny. Keanu on the block, take himself off with a veto. She puts up Zach. Then moments later, Zach comes off with a 10K bribe. It'd be wild, right? And that could also be a situation where, all right, who would go up? So let's run this scenario out a little bit, right? Because this could be kind of fun. So let's say that Mickey puts up Riley, Catherine, and Keanu. And then Keanu comes off the block. And then Zach gets put up on the block and takes himself off. Then you're kind of just left with, if Kelly's safe, your only options, if you're Mickey, you'd be down to, I guess, Lauren, Vince, because potentially maybe, right, if you can't, right, Toronto guy's on there, right? If you can't take the shot at Zach, maybe you take it at Vince, right? So those could be options. But after that, those would be her only options, right? Because she's not going to put up Will. She's not going to put up Ava. She's not going to put up Jimmy or Rachel or Morgan. She's not going to put up Ashley. And if she already put up Riley and Catherine and Keanu, if Kelly's safe and Zach pulls himself off, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. You know what? Actually, another thing I don't know. Maybe one of the Oreos can answer this, right? Maybe Dudley or somebody. Do you get ads if you're a member? If you're a member to the channel, do you still get ads? Because that's a YouTube thing. As soon as I can't even control them. It's a thing. It's a thing. But also, yeah, premium. If you have YouTube Premium, that's a thing. Yes to the ads. Oh, so if you're a member, you still get ads? Or you don't get ads? Because I know on Kick and Twitch, well, Kick doesn't really have ads either. I know on Twitch, if you buy a sub and you sub to the channel, you don't get ads. They should do that on YouTube. I don't know why they don't do that. I don't know why they don't do that. Just got an ad? Man, that's a thing. They just pop up, but I can click them off as soon as they pop up. Okay, Norma. Okay. That's the thing. It's the YouTube. It's the YouTube. Give some more ads so Ori gets the money. Yes, you get ads with a member. I wish they wouldn't. I wish they wouldn't do that. That'd be a shame. The ads are instantly skippable. That's good. The ads are skippable. And that's the thing too. I wish I could see when the ads are running. But as far as I know, there's not really a way for me to be able to even see that. I know on Twitch, there's a thing when an ad runs on Twitch, you can see that if you have the dashboard up. But I don't know about YouTube. What's Dina's channel? It's Dina the Explorer. Kind of like Dora, but Dina. I hope some twist Lauren gets evicted so we don't have to ever suffer through one of the HoHs again. If Mickey puts up Zach and he uses his 10K to stay, does the H? Yes, Mama K. So what would happen would be if Zach used his 10K bribe, Ashley would, Mickey would automatically get the $10,000 and she can't refuse it. It just happens. And then she's got to name a new nominee. Mama K, yes. She can't deny it. We just missed a couple of seconds. Well, that's good. That's good. Why wouldn't Morgan go up? So Morgan and Mickey are too close right now for her to actually put her up. I don't think she would do it. Yeah, they've been separating a little bit, and there's been more distance between them. But I don't think Mickey would end up putting Morgan up. Now, if Riley would have kept the HoH, absolutely. Absolutely. If Riley would have kept the HoH this week, it would have been Mickey, Morgan, and probably Ashley up on the block. So yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, fine. Looks like it's finally time for bed. Ashley's looks like he's finally heading on to sleep. Honestly, I think ads help people get paid. And that's the thing, Burger. And it kind of stinks, right? Like, I wish it wasn't that way, but it is a thing. It is a thing. Riley falling off that bull. He did fall off that bull hard. Yes, he did. Trying to figure out how hard was Riley dreaming about Catherine that he didn't know Mickey had the power. he had other things on his mind. Mickey might be able to name the replacement nominee in secret. I don't think it would be in secret. I think she would have to say everything. Like, none of it's secret. Like, everybody knows that she's the HoH now, and it's not like a hidden thing or anything like that. When you're not a YouTube member, you get a commercial about every 10 minutes. They've upped to 2 commercials, but they're only about 15 seconds each, and then you can skip them. Interesting. I feel like as a YouTuber, I should know this stuff, but I don't. Spice Girl! What's up, Spice Girl? Hey, Ori, looking forward to your updates. Oh, well, thank you so much. We're here. We're live on Kick, on Twitch, and on YouTube. What a night, huh? Riley wins the HoH. We believe that Kelly is safe this week because she didn't get to compete in the HoH. It looked like Mickey, Ashley, and Morgan were going to be the nominees, but then Mickey goes and uses her power. Riley gets it wrong, and now Mickey is the HoH. It's crazy. It's crazy. Do you have a YouTube plaque yet? No. We're a long ways, I think, from a YouTube plaque. We're a long ways. I believe you get them at 100,000 subscribers. You get the silver play button, and then at 1 million, you get a gold one. And then I think they've even done like a 5 or a 10 million one. You need to get that plaque. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get there. Maybe one day. Thanks for the update. You're welcome, Nico. You're welcome. Of course, Ashley kept her up. She did. I'm still a little shocked that they just let Adrian go like that. It was such a bad move. Diamond, right? It's looking now, like, not even hindsight 2020, because like in the moment it felt like a bad idea, but now even further, it's like, man, it's really it's in a rough spot for them. Subscribe. Oh, thank you, Nico. Nico, you might not know this. Nico, here's the thing. When you hit that subscribe button, here's the thing, Nico. Me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Shh, Nico, don't tell anybody, Nico. Listen, it's just me and you. I'm talking to just you right now. Nobody else can hear us. They're not listening. Nobody listens to when I talk anyway. Don't worry about it. So Nico, here's the thing. Me and you, we're going to the final 2. Now, you might hear some rumors out there, Nico. You might hear some rumors that, like, I don't have any other alliances. You and me, we're going to the final 2, and that's it. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Shh, it's secret. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Don't mention it. Don't, down low. Keep it on down low. Where are we at here? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. They should keep Adrian, right? They should have kept Adrian. Is creeping. Listen, it's Spice Girl. Spice Girl, you didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear nothing. That's why you have to hit the like button. Let's get Ori his plaque. It does help. It does help. Juco Main? Is that Juco Main coming in, following over on Twitch? I appreciate it. Oh my god, I thought I was your Spice Girl. Yes, you are. US. Wow. Juco Main coming on in with the Prime sub on Twitch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Recap just joining. Oh man, Candace, let me tell you, it's wild. So Riley won HoH. He was thinking about putting up Mickey, Ashley, and Morgan. And then Mickey used her power. The feeds were down for a long time, and like we didn't know what was going on. When they came back, we found out Mickey used her power. Riley got it wrong. He guessed Ashley had it. And now Mickey is the HoH, and she's looking at putting up Riley, Catherine, Keanu, potentially even Zach. And then if Zach, right? So let's say she put up Catherine, Kelly, and Keanu, right? And then one of them wins veto and comes down. And then Zach goes up. Well, guess what? Zach comes down because he's got the 10K bribe. And then there's only like 2 options for her with Vince and Lauren. So it could end up as a wild week for her here. That would be the best case scenario. If all of that plays out, that would be the best case scenario. Okay, Vinny. You know what I'm still waiting for, too? I'm still waiting for something. Juco Man coming on in, hitting that sub button. Thank you so much. Or wait, who's this coming in now? This is another thing coming on in now. Juco Man did the prime. Thank you so much. That's Nico coming on in. Oh, we also have Sean. Yo, listen, Sean. Here's the thing, Sean. You might not know this, but when you hit that subscribe button, Sean, me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody, Sean. Listen, it's secret. You might hear some rumors about other alliances. It's not true. Me and you, we're going to the final 2. Thank you, Sean. And listen, Sean, give me a second. I got to go talk to somebody real quick. But Sean, we're going to the end. Bertab, guess what? Listen, Bertab, me and you, we're going to the final 2, bud. Don't tell anybody, though. You got to keep this on the down low. Listen, if you hear anything else, don't worry. No, it's not true. Me and you, Bertab, we're going to the final 2. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button. Thank you, guys. Keanu being stretched out by Zach, only for him to have a secret, sketched out by Zach, only for him to have a secret power. Keanu might have a new target. I want Riley gone. Ori, does anyone know if Zach told about his bribe? So no, Birdie, Zach, as far as I'm aware, has kept his lips shut like a good boy. Zach has kept it secret. So as far as I know, he has not told a soul about it. They all know he has $10,000, right? They know that, but they don't know it's a power. And Mickey had thought about going for Zach before jury. And now she might have a chance to take that shot, especially if she goes with the original noms of Keanu, Catherine, and Riley. They would end up being on the block. And here's the other thing. He would be only one of 3 options because as far as we know, Kelly is safe. We're like 99% sure Kelly's safe this week because the way they did the HoH competition, they all played in teams. So Kelly was the odd person out, and we believe she's actually safe. That's what it sounded like from the conversations I had heard. So if Kelly's not an option, and Riley, Catherine, and Keanu were already on the block, and one of them comes down, she's only left really of people not in her alliance because she's not going to put up Ava. She's not going to put up Will. She's not going to put up Jimmy. She's not going to put up Rachel or Morgan. She wouldn't put up Ashley. The only 3 people that would be left would be Vince, Zach, and Lauren. Which would be really interesting if she goes and puts up Zach. Zach comes down because of his 10K bribe, and then Vince or Lauren are up on the block. It could be a wild week we're about to see. Real messy. Lots of cards getting exposed. I almost guarantee you by the end of this week, as long as one of the nominees wins the veto, I think that big lines are going to be crossed and drawn, and we're in for some wild weeks coming up here because people are going to start taking some shots at each other, and it's going to be fun. Would Morgan stick up for Zach if Mickey went and nominated him? Maybe Samantha. It's possible. And because like she's really close to him. So that's why I almost think Mickey would keep it a secret from Morgan. I don't think Mickey would tell Morgan. I think she would keep that under wraps. But I don't know. Feeds went back up and I went to bed, Ori, to wake up to news. Only to wake up to news with Ori. Good morning, so happy Mickey was successful. Right? Crazy, Madeline. I think Catherine is hoping creepy cowboy never shares her bed. And that's probably what Riley's most upset about, is losing out on that HoH bed. Mickey and Ashley want to get in close with Zach and Vince, so I doubt she'll put them up. Mickey wants Rachel to take the shot. That's the thing too, right? It could be a thing where she doesn't want to, but here's the thing, like we just said, we were counting out, right? If Kelly is safe this week, and Keanu, Catherine, and Riley are your nominees, and one of them comes down, she only really has 3 options that she would put on the block: Lauren, Vince, and Zach. So she might have her hand forced into taking one of those shots. And then, if she takes the shot at Zach, it backfires, and either Lauren or Vince would have to go up on the block. So she might be forced into that anyway. That's the big thing. Even if like she's like, I can wait. If she's given the opportunity because one of the nominees won the veto, she's going to probably take that shot at Zach. Because why not? If you have the chance then, you're going to take the chance then. And if he's one of the only options, right? Might as well. So it could be possible that we're in for a wild situation here. This will be a great messy week. Do you think she puts up Rachel? It's possible, but I don't like why. Why go for Rachel? You would think that she'd be more of a number for you than Zach, Vince, or Lauren. Because either way, you're taking a shot at like somebody in the heavy hitters or Lauren, who you made a deal with to keep safe for jury for not putting up Ashley. So either way, you're going after somebody you kind of made a deal with. But I don't know. I don't think she would. Hit that like button, folks. Yeah, listen, if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. We do daily live feed updates all season long, first thing in the morning. And on Fridays, we go live. We have a fun time here. You get that same update, because I try and keep my updates, fairly. Sometimes we push like half hour, 45 minutes. when there's a lot to go on, like those updates get a little lengthy, but we try and keep it condensed as possible. And on Fridays we do the same thing. You get the update in the beginning, so if anybody missed anything, right, if you ever join in late, you could always go back to the beginning of the video. You can go back to the beginning of the stream. The streams are always posted after the fact, and you can watch just kind of that beginning of it, because I almost ignore the chat, right? I was like, listen, you guys hang out there over there, I got some business to do, but I'm gonna get to you. And it's always a lot of fun. So yeah, if you ever miss out, you're ever late, that's always an option as well. But also, if you're having a good time during the stream, smash that like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm so much. It lets people know that what we're doing here is a good time. So go on ahead and hit that. You can also check out like my socials. I think if you type exclamation social, stuff will come up. We've got our Discord. Listen, our Discord's a fun place. There's always chats going on about what's happening on the feeds, what's happened on the episodes. We've got chats for other reality shows like Survivor. I think we even have a special one for The Amazing Race, and it's going to be a Big Brother themed Amazing Race. So there might be a lot of interest in that. We've got stuff for movies and TVs. We even have a channel where you can post pictures of your pets. You can show us your cute pets. So go on and check out the Discord, especially with the live feeds not having the chat room anymore. If you're looking for a place to hang out when you're watching the feeds, come on over, join the Discord. Actually, you know what I should do? I don't know if I have one set up. I might have one. There's a hangout room. I should make like a thing where it's a room where if people want to just go on in while they're watching the live feeds and chat in the voice channels, because there's voice channels in there too. You could even like pop on there and like have conversations and stuff. Discord's great. If you're not on the Discord, come on and hang out. It's a lot of fun. No pressure. Listen, there's also never any pressure. There's never any pressure. If you want to support even more, you can do things like exclamation Ori Fund. Help support Oris everywhere, but again, never required, always appreciated. Honestly, the easiest thing, hit that like button, put in comments on the videos. Like that is the easiest way to help on out. And I gotta say, you guys are crushing it on stuff. We've had a couple of nights where there were episodes, and I didn't plan on doing like watch parties for like the nominations episode or the veto episode, because it's always a little awkward sometimes, because like we know so much information, and I struggle sometimes with like the non-spoilery like watch along, and like whether or not we should just talk about what we already know. Does that make sense? And I don't know, like, you guys should really help me out with that, because like whatever you guys prefer is the style I would do those in. But it was always like, should I do these or not? So what I started to do was I would be like, hey, listen, if you guys want it, let's have a goal for the likes. And you guys have crushed it pretty much every time. We didn't crush it on the last one. The last one, I think a lot of you guys were like, whoa. Listen, we don't want this watch party. We don't want it. But we had someone come on in and actually hit up the Ori fund. And that was one of those things I was like, I feel like that was such a nice gesture that I'm going to let that be like that's the win for the community, right? Like, they hit up the Ori fund and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. We're doing it anyway. We didn't hit the goal, but they hit up the Ori fund and I was like, look, that's community saying something nice. And I was like, you know what? Let's give back here a little bit. Let's give back. Getting old, Ori. How rude. Give my best who said that? It wasn't Mary Kate and Ashley. It was the middle child, right? Who's the middle child on Full House? What was her name? Was it Michelle? No, Michelle was the baby. Stephanie? Yeah, Stephanie. How rude. Getting more wise. How old is Ori? I mean, old enough, but I mean, come on now. Come on now. You know. Hey, I'm young-ish. The only thing that is, if Mickey puts up multiple people, she's making so many enemies this week. 100% Soccer Mom. 100%. And here's the thing, like, Mickey, I actually thought was like in a really decent spot as well, right? Somebody who probably didn't need to make enemies right now, but she can actually use this to set up and take some big shots. Some real big shots. Is Riley safe? We don't know. So the way they're talking, I don't think he is. The way they're talking about the nominations, I don't think he's safe, but we're not 100% sure. We're still iffy on that information. We'll probably, I guess, find out more tomorrow as things develop on the feeds and they have more conversations. But it sounds like no. Which kind of stinks for Riley, if you were being honest. Lisa's like, he shouldn't be safe. Ooh. Lisa's like, nah, I want blood. Lisa's like, nah, we're getting blood right now. We want them on the chopping block. Let's see. If Tasha, if you were saying the Sunshine, I don't know what our chat was, but if you were saying about who he was going to nominate, if Riley was still the HoH, it was going to be Mickey, Morgan, and Ashley. So Mickey made the right call on using her power because she probably would have ended up on the block this week. They did think that Ashley was most likely to get evicted in that scenario, right? Like even Riley and Keanu were having the conversation where they're like, it would probably end up being Ashley. Like even if Mickey or Morgan came off the block, it would be Ashley that would go. If Ashley didn't win the block, it's like, who knows then? But yeah, that was the way they were going. So Mickey probably made the right call there. I think he'll be able to play next week and she won't. That makes sense though, Donnie. That makes sense if he can't play or she can't play, but then he'll get to play in the next one. But he would have to make it there. He'd have to make it there. We got a couple people coming on in. What do we got? We got Terry. Terry, guess what? You just hit that sub button. Listen, Terry, you might not know this, but me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Don't tell anybody. Terry, you got to keep it a secret. Keep your voice down, Terry. Terry, shh. Listen, me and you, Terry, we're going to the final two. Don't tell anybody though. Listen, I gotta go have another conversation. But Terry, we're going to the end. Arcanamoose. Listen, I'm probably saying your name wrong. I probably am. Listen, I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible. But I like your vibe. And listen, I think me and you, we should go to the final two. Let's lock this in. Go to the end, but shh, keep it a secret. Don't tell anybody. Listen, if you hear any rumors about any other final twos, don't listen to it. Just me and you, we're going to the end. Thank you for hitting that sub button. Terry, he's good for it. Trust me. Yeah. Totally good for it. Good morning, and thanks for all the details from overnight. Of course, Triple D. Absolutely. Are you like Triple H's cousin? Are you like Triple H's cousin, Triple D? Or is it DDD? Let me know how you like it. Mickey snatched Riley's HOH from him. He was pissed. Mike, he really was. Who's this guy coming on over here? We got Smiley Sunflower. I think I got that. See what you did there was kind of like a license plate, but I got it. I got that one. That one I got. Thank you for coming on in, hitting that follow button over on Twitch. I appreciate it. Guys, we got to follow too. Shh, don't tell anybody though. Shh. Secret. It's a secret. It's only us. I love Ori Fridays. I know it's not feasible every day, but these upgrades are great as always. You know, Allie. Now that here's the thing. Potentially, what? We got another Joker coming on here. Get out of here. We just evicted that guy. Here's the thing, Allie. So one of the things is, and again, I don't know if it's feasible every day. But one of the things I do want to attempt to do, and this is definitely going to be like towards the end of the season, where we'll try and maybe like transition into this a little bit. Because especially towards the end, like when it's like final 3, sometimes we don't even get like feeds for a week, right? Or when it's like final 4, and it's like, there's not really that much to talk about. It's all about like who wins the veto, and then whoever wins the veto is making the pick, and we kind of know which way they're going to lean in all the scenarios, and there's not as much to do on the updates. One of the things I was thinking about was doing them more live, right? And then jumping in the chat and talking with you guys. And potentially kind of making it more a little bit free flow. Because sometimes we do that on here, right? Where we're like, we just start talking about like the new Survivor season coming up. Or we talk about like the Amazing Race, which is going to be coming up. I'm sure that's going to be something that we kind of want to take a look at. In fact, actually, you know what the most interesting thing coming up that I'm excited for? Is Survivor Australia versus the world. You guys don't know, first of all, Survivor Australia is fantastic. But second of all, it's got like heavy hitters on there, like a lot of heavy hitters. Tony, Parvy, like it is a stacked lineup of survivors. So I'm really excited. That's going to be coming up fairly soon. And it's also the host, JLP. He's a fantastic host. It's his last season. They just canned the dude. So it's going to be kind of exciting to see how that all goes, but also a little bit sad because we don't get him. But yeah, kind of like maybe like, and here's the thing. After the season, potentially, maybe we could turn this into like a little bit of like a morning show where we come on, we chat, we have some coffee, and you know, it's a thing. And we'll see how it develops. And here's the other thing too, right? I not only want, but I need your guys' help on that too, like topics you want to talk about, whether it's TV shows, news stories, whatever it is. I'm sure we'll probably end up talking about sports. Football season will be in full effect. Definitely go Birds. Yes, Crown. So it will be a thing. Heather, is that Heather the historian? Or Heath? Never mind. Sorry. Heath, I am so sorry. Heath, I apologize, Heath. Listen, I apologize. Let me answer your question, though. Who won HoH? It was Riley. Riley won the HoH, but Mickey used her power, and probably for good, because she would have ended up on the block, and Riley was not able to guess it correctly. He thought it was Mickey. He thought it was Ashley, and he guessed Ashley, and then Mickey was successful. So now Mickey is the HoH, and she's looking at putting up Riley, Catherine, Keanu, potentially even Zach, but Zach would use his bribe if he doesn't win the veto. So potentially one of the nominees, or actually no, yeah, because Zach could end up on the block if he doesn't win the veto, and potentially we could end up with either Lauren or Vince even on the block. It could be a wild week, a very wild and messy week. Cherry Blossom K coming on in, hitting that sub button. Listen, Cherry Blossom, you didn't know this, First off, did you know cherry blossoms are my favorite tree? First, did you know that cherry blossoms are my favorite tree? Second of all, me and you, when you hit that sub button, we now have a final 2. Shh, don't tell anybody though. Listen, it's a secret. It's a secret. You can't tell anybody. But if you hear anything about other final 2s, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. It's just you and me. We're going to the final 2. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button. It's the name of his website, and I can't remember. Ooh, Donnie, I missed the other one. What are you talking about? How well put, Samantha? Oh, I missed Samantha's things too. Where are we at here? So glad Morgan stole his HoH. Funny and messy. Can't wait to watch Sunday. It's gonna be crazy. Ori is awesome. Great channel. Glad you found them. Yeah, Angie, welcome on in. Welcome on in if you're new here. Can you do a breakdown? Oh wait, we need a preview of who won who the non-Americans are. Oh yes, for Survivor Australia versus the World, because there's some heavy hitters on there too. People I'm really excited about. There's this guy on there too. Like we'll really go into it. Actually, a video might not be bad, right? Like a little video just talking about each of them. There's a guy, King George, who is just, he's crazy. He's nuts. This dude literally has a tattoo of an idol on his chest. He literally has a tattoo of an idol, a hidden immunity idol on his chest. We also have people on there, one of which was my favorite players of all time from one of the more recent seasons. She was really fun. There's 2 other guys on there who are kind of like, if I had to describe them, one's like a Tony. He's like the Tony of Survivor Australia. Like he literally had like, he would hide in the bushes and stuff like that. The other, I would say probably the closest comparison would be like a Dr. Will of Survivor. And he was the guy who was on, what's that show? The With Will, Temptation, or not Temptation. Deal or No Deal Island. Yeah, did you guys know Dr. Will was on Temptation? Yeah, Deal or No Deal Island. Yeah. So he was on that as well with Will. And he's coming back to play Survivor Australia versus the World. It's a stacked cast. It's really stacked. That's cool, Ori. That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Oh, the challenge. Yeah, the challenge has been on. I'm behind. I'm going to be honest. I'm behind. I haven't seen much. I know they just started it up. I think there's 2 episodes already, right? Well, there's like a start kickoff episode and then like a real episode or whatever. The only thing I've seen about it is that like Blue and America and Cedric are on it, and that America is teamed up with Turbo. And I know Turbo. And I know America. And I feel like that's not going to be a good relationship. On top of it, there's potential Corey might need to watch out. Because Turbo's Mr. Tongue Day. If you guys don't know, Turbo has a song. It's on YouTube. I don't think I could even play it on here. I'd get demonetized. I don't know how it's on YouTube. But yeah, I highly recommend you look up Turbo's song on YouTube. It's funny. Turbo drags America. Like physically? Like he physically drags her? Oh, Lord. Lisa, you know that song? Lisa, you know that song? Lisa. His English teacher isn't great. Deals, promises. Boogie said it best. This is BB. We can cancel checks up in here 100%. 100% String Bean. That's why I was saying with Lauren, it was a terrible deal. Because as soon as you let somebody off the hook, they have no incentive to follow through on that deal. They have none at all. You aren't watching the challenge, slacker. What have you been doing? Sleeping? Lauren, there's only so much time in a day. There's only so much time in a day. I've never heard of sleeping though. What's sleeping? Is that new? Is that a new thing? Sleeping? What is this sleeping? You're talking about? Oh, we got some new people coming on in here. Who do we got? Herbie! Herbie! Listen up, Herbie. Well, oh, Herbie and Patty. Listen. Herbie, Patty, listen. I don't know if you guys know each other. I don't know if you know each other well. Listen, I get a good vibe from the two of you. And here's the thing. When you hit that subscribe button, I think we just had a final three moment. And I think the three of us should go to the end. So Herbie, Patty, keep it a secret. It's a secret alliance. Shh, don't tell anybody. And if you hear rumors of other alliances, don't listen. You, we're going to the end. The three of us, we're going to the end. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. How did Kelly get safety this week? So I don't know 100% how it all worked out, but this is what I was able to gather. The HoH competition was the balance beam comp. Like, so you know that one where they have to run on the balance beam and then there's like different paths they can go. Like some of the beams are small, some of the beams are wider but longer. And it was that competition, but there was some kind of a twist involved where they got to pick teams before they started the competition. Like even at one point, Vince said he wanted to switch teams and Keanu like held his shoulder and was like, buddy, you're not going anywhere. He was like, nope, you're sticking with me. So it seems like she was the odd person out of the teams, which I would imagine, I guess they maybe did 4 teams of 3, right? Would that make sense? Or 3 teams of, well, could they do 3? No, because 4, that would be too many. So yeah, 4 teams of 3 makes sense because there were 12 people. And then there was one person not there. It could have, I guess, also been 2 teams, 6 and 6. But I think it was separated out. However it was, Kelly was like the odd one out. So, and apparently Rachel like called it out like while it was happening because she was like, I bet she has safety this week. And it does seem like that is what happened. So Kelly should be safe this week as far as we're like 99% sure on that. We might be off. We'll probably get more information tomorrow as things clear up. Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like button. What time did the feeds come back? Central time was up until 12 a.m. So our time, they finally came back. Gosh. For the first time they came back was, I want to say like maybe 1-ish our time. It was late. Like it was like 1:30, maybe almost 2 when they finally came back. And originally we were like, oh wow, Riley won HoH and we were dealing with all the fallout of that. And then Zach was in like a bad position now because Riley and Keanu lost a lot of faith in him in the vote. And it was like, ooh, this is interesting how like everything's happening. And then the feeds went down again for another long time. They didn't come back until like right before I was about to start to stream. It wasn't until close to 6 a.m. on the East Coast. So we were down to the wire. I was even listening right before I pressed live, and then they were still kind of even chatting a little bit. I'm gonna have to go back and kind of take a look. I have a little slide recording. It's something I kind of want to set up too. Like there's so many like big plans that I have too, but like sometimes it's hard because like I'm one guy, right? I'm just doing my thing here. I don't got like a team of people behind me, taking notes for me. We might have fired some shots last night. We might have been firing some shots. There's no beef. But yeah, I do have a little side thing where I can go back and like look at stuff, right? It's not the best quality though. Like I wish I could use the clips that I get, but like it's really more for like I listen to the audio and like you can barely tell who's on the screen. But I got a little side thing so I can keep track and like and check over stuff. But yeah, they were talking late. It was late, all the way up, and then honestly, Morgan only went to bed like while we were live. Morgan, or Mickey, I should say. It might have been Morgan too. But Mickey was like still up in her HoH room, rocking around when we were live. It was crazy. How many times do you log in overnight when it went down? I just keep it up. I just keep it up, and like I try and focus. That's usually when I'm able to get like some other things in. It's like when like the feeds are down really long. Like if a veto comp's happening, that's when it's like, hey, let me go check out Fantastic Four. Let me go check out Happy Gilmore. And I'm able to like watch a couple of stuff then. But I usually kind of just always have it up, like just in case something pops off, you know. I went to sleep after hearing Riley won HoH. Woke up to this live telling me there was a taker. Crazy, right, Laura? Crazy. It's easier to sleep with the fish or the puppies. Honestly, it was the fish. I think the fish. I liked watching the fish. That was always fun. I miss the fish. I'm not gonna lie, I miss them. Let's see where we're at here. There's just a little shade. Just a little shade. There's a little bit. And listen, I respect them, right? I think, you know, what they do and what they've accomplished is awesome for them. You know what I think it is? Here's my biggest thing, right? I told you guys last night. And actually somebody commented and they were like, well, I think, and I was like, wow, did I say they weren't accurate? I didn't say they weren't accurate. I didn't say they weren't accurate, but if you want to go there, I believe that, you know, they have their own lens and I have mine. My biggest complaint is that I feel that there's just like one narrative that gets thrown and they have a different view of how some things are done. I have a different view of how some things are done. But the way I really think I can describe it the best is, you know, they're WWE. I'm AEW. I'm the alternative, you know? Who actually won it? Riley actually won the HoH. And then after Riley won the HoH, Michelle, Mickey took over the HoH. He wasn't able to get it right, so now Mickey's the HoH. It's crazy. Crazy night. I like old school Big Brother theme song. Oh, that was the best, Mike. That's why I use it. That just there's something great about that vibe. It's such a great song. I wish they would go back to some of that stuff. Everyone knows she's in the room and Riley's asleep. Yeah, no secrets or anything. Once she took it over, it was all exposed. Everybody knows there's no secrets or anything anymore. Riley isn't safe because he could have prevented it. And that's the thing, Casa Amor. We going to Love Island, Casa Amor? Are we going to Love Island? Is that what happened? That makes sense. Is that he could have prevented it, so therefore he's not safe. He's no longer HoH. He's just a normal house guest again this week. But yeah, it's kind of stinks when you win a competition and someone steals it away from you. It's kind of nuts. It's a big twist. And that's why we kind of said, like, whoever ended up getting it, it was kind of overpowered a little bit. Where you just get to steal the HoH. Like, there is that chance they get to save it, though. Just that little chit of a chance, the interrogations, which that's my biggest problem with this whole thing. We didn't get to watch. Man, could you imagine how fun that would have been? If during the middle of the night, all of a sudden, Riley has to start interrogating each person. We got to watch that on the feeds. Oh my God. They locked us out of it. They locked us out. And it's like, man, that would have been so much fun. Biker Baby, no, it is not secretive. Now that she's HoH, it's fully known. She's up in the bedroom. She's got the HoH all to herself. It is fully known. She is now the full HoH. Never get tired of seeing Angela spinning on your pre-show screen. Let's see. Morgan and Ashley were talking in the HoH when you came on earlier saying they don't want Kat to go to jury. But pretty sure Kat's going up. Interesting. I'm sure it'll be on the replay, or the episode. Yeah. So that's where it's all going to be. We'll see it all in the episode. But man, it would have been so much fun following along with that. And like, ooh, is he on the track? Like, what is he thinking? Is he thinking it's someone else? It would have been such a fun night. But what can we do? Went to sleep and Riley was surrounded by being fallen over by everyone and acting like the king. Then woke up to this. Gonna be a great week. You're on the no sleep for Ori 100%. 100%. What did Riley say to Ashley and Mickey? So apparently he went off. Like he was really mad afterwards. He was calling Mickey a liar and like was apparently yelling. They were like, calm down. And it was a whole thing. So he got like really emotional afterwards. He was crying. I want to see Riley's reaction to losing the HoH. That's gonna be insane. It's gonna be nuts. Her and Ashley were giggling too. Hopefully we get to see what happened on Sunday. Yeah. Oh my God, the Angela spin, my fave. Let's see. Yeah, if they gave Riley safety, that's possibly an incentive to guess wrong on purpose. That's true too, right? I'd rather just be safe and not get blood on your hands. That's kind of true. I can't imagine Riley is a good interrogator. He hardly knows. He's on TV. He's on a TV show. He's just on a summer vacation. What a waste of a house guest he is. He was ready to make some moves, though, man. I'm telling you, he was ready to take some shots. But yeah, he's no longer the HoH. I still think there's some sort of relationship or twins in the house. Search for connections to previous house guests. Tell me Kelly doesn't look and act like Tucker a little bit. Ready for that drama. Here's the thing though. Going back on like the hidden relationship or something. Here's the thing. I don't have faith in Big Brother to hold on to that kind of a secret this long. Right? I feel like if that was a thing, they would have said something. I think they would have said something, I think. One of my favorite reality seasons of all time of any show is The Traitors UK season 2. And it's got one of the best traitors I've ever seen play the game of traitors. Like this traitor had qualities like I don't want to say too much because it spoils who it is. Because if you want to go and watch it, it's a thing. The other thing is there's a twist there with a secret relationship that they hold on to for 3 episodes. They let that thing marinate. And I gave kudos. I was like, yo, the props to you guys for not blowing that secret on episode 1 and having the patience and the trust in your fan base to not have to be like, oh, look, there's a secret relationship, and just let it build. Because the reveal is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I know it's probably a spoiler now if you go and watch that season. I won't say who it is or anything like that. But, man, when it's one of the best seasons of reality TV shows I've seen in a very long time. Traitors UK season 2. I cannot recommend. It's on Peacock. Traitors UK is on Peacock. I cannot recommend Traitors UK season 2 more. It is one of my favorite seasons of reality TV that I've ever seen. It was so good, so good. 100%. Is that Goovy? Goovy? I'm probably saying your name wrong, and I apologize. Let me know. But UK is 100% better than the US version of Traitors. It's so good. It's so much better. Oh yeah, agreed. I didn't see that coming. Love the show. Right? It was so good. It was so good. Hello from Rhode Island. Let's go, Madeline. Why does Ashley have a shower above her head? Because she's still in the shower. Haven't you heard? She's been in that shower 25 days going. 25 days going. Should we have a talk about the shower? All right, everybody. I think it's time for a conversation. House meeting. House meeting. We need to talk about the shower. So here's the deal. you guys know, I always do like little Easter eggs. In fact, listen, I don't want to say too much. There might be something that happened that I haven't seen anybody say yet. I haven't seen anybody point it out yet. So we'll see if anybody has noticed anything on the screen that's different, that may be changed. But you guys, like, I always do like little Easter eggs and stuff like that. The sock with more, the sock with, well, the sock, that's actually been there. So the sock with Morg has been there. I did make it a little bit bigger though. I did make it a little bit bigger. We got Pete the Pet Sock. Pete the Pet Sock is on our board. Oh, John, who? Wait. You say mustache, who? What do you mean mustache? What do you mean, my mustache? My mustache? Who's mustache, John? Riley is the mustache. Here's the better part. Here's the better part. Where do you think I got the mustache? Here's the better part. Where do you think I got that mustache? Does the mustache look familiar? We'll go, Riley grew a stash. And Natalie, haven't you seen Riley these days? He's rocking a stash. Yes! I took Vince's mustache, put it on Riley. It is 100% Vince's mustache on Riley. Vince, aka Sunny Bone. Stephanie, I'm gonna be honest. I almost, a couple of days ago, I almost was gonna switch out Vince for Sonny Bono. I was almost gonna do it and just see if anybody noticed. You make me want to watch it now because she's washed up. Amy's face. Oh, yeah, definitely get the mustache rides in. Oh, yeah, we got the Joseph emote, too. We have the stashes. You guys can put the stashes in there. Where were we? There was somebody said something that I wanted to say, but I forget what it was now. Where were we? Okay. We were talking about the shower. Okay. So here's the thing. House meeting on the shower. So here's the deal. I originally, right, I do these little Easter eggs, right? And because the shower's kind of a big one, originally I was going to take it off, or at the very least what I was going to do, because right now it's technically on the layer above her face, right? So like the water's going over. So I was going to maybe even like put it like behind, right? Or like something like that. So this would be like she's getting out of the shower, right? Like that was the whole thing. Like she's still in there, but she's getting out. And then here's the thing. Some of you guys know by now, I'm a little bit of a troll, right? Like I like to stir things up sometimes, right? Like I like to, like if I find a chance to kind of like do something a little bit funny, I'm gonna do it. And one of the things was somebody was like, when's the shower gonna come off of Ashley's face? And I said, well, I was gonna take it off, because legitimately I was going to take the shower off. And then they asked when it was coming off. So I said, you know what? I've decided now, because you said to take it off, I'm going to keep it on. And every time someone says to keep it on, I'm going to add a week. So every time somebody said to take it off, I was like, oh, well, that's another week for Ashley in the shower, right? But here's the thing. Let's leave it up to you guys, actually. Let's leave it up to you guys. What do you, shower on, shower off? In the shower, out the shower. What should we do? It's a, I'm 50-50. Put a rubber ducky on her head. Keep the shower on, shower on. That was supposed to be John. Also, I think we got a bunch of people coming on in. We gotta thank here in a second. Leave it, shower on, shower on. Michelle says off, keep it on. He's at least she's keeping her body clean. So it's a thing, right? So it's like I kind of started trolling a little bit with it, and then it's like one of those things. Keep it on. A little troll. Don't be modest. You're an instigator, or I am. A little bit. I got a little bit of Kelly in me. What can I say? I got a little bit of that Kelly in me. Catherine's shoulders make you laugh. Yeah, anybody take a look at Catherine's shoulder? Anybody notice anything there? Because here's the thing, there are technically 2 mustaches now. Well, 3. There's 3 mustaches on the board. I made sure to get the other one. We gotta be symmetrical. Oh, Donnie, that would be funny. And honestly, that would be funny on just like I could put little stars on everyone. I could put all the little stars on everybody's faces. I like your idea to move it to the back, but keeping it on. I think that might be my compromise. The thing that was crazy to me, because like some people are like, it's disrespectful. Like, it's a joke. Like at the end of the day, this is a show where we literally have a vote going on right now to see who gets gooed. They're gonna goo somebody. This is a show that regularly makes fart jokes. This is a show that's so unserious. And like I said, I do it to like everybody for different things. Amy's got the little accomplice mask on, right? Like it's just a fun little thing. Riley is behind Catherine, yep. And listen, well, here's the other thing, Tammy, right? One of my things is, right, and this is a very like core part of like, I don't know, it feels like weird and like pompous to say philosophy, right? But like one of my core things that like I try and do is I want this to be a place where if you've got an opinion, I want to hear you out, right? Like if you think differently, I want to listen, right? Like if you do think something's disrespectful that I do, at least bring an argument to it. I'll listen. I might not agree, but I want to hear people out, right? Because one of my big things, and this was the other thing, after I took some shots last night, after I took a couple little shots here and there, one of the things I was kind of saying was, I'm not infallible, right? Like, I don't ever want anybody to be like, well, Ori said this, therefore, this is the fact and the law, and there's nothing you can tell me differently because Ori said so. Because that's just not how it is, right? And there might be some people who believe someone else in the BB community is infallible. And I just think, you know what? Nobody is. Especially somebody who didn't play the game either, right? Like, I mean, I'm just like, am I throwing shade again? Am I doing it? There's no beef. She'll be healthy competition. Healthy competition. Are there have-not? That's a good question. There was, so before the feeds went down for the whole power situation, there was talk about it, but I didn't hear anything come through about who is the have-nots or not. They're all asleep. And I can't tell who's all in the bed. Like I can tell right now, Will is at Zach, Riley. There's a lot of people in the attic room, but I can't see anybody in the train room because that camera's not on. So I don't know. I feel like Mickey isn't gonna do Kelly and Keanu again. Maybe Jimmy. That'd be a big shot, Noah. Jimmy would be a big shot. I think if she takes a shot at anybody, it might be Zach. Maybe, but I don't know. Spill the tea, the beef. I miss this. There's no tea to spill. I mean, there's a little bit of tea. There is one little bit of tea, but like I'm not that. Like, there was a person who clearly knew who I was. Like, it wasn't like they didn't know who I was. Like, I know for a fact they know who I was. And I tried to be nice. I was trying to be friendly. And I got a little big timed. That I was like, eh. So there's like a little beef with one person in particular. But other than that, there's no beef. Pringle's mustache. CJ Hollywood. Wait, is CJ Hollywood up in chat? I know CJ Hollywood. Jokers doesn't have anyone listed as have-not. CJ Hollywood. CJ, how you doing, buddy? Been a long time. How you doing? You're not disrespectful. I mean, sometimes. But you know what I try and do? I try and say no disrespect first. As long as you say no disrespect first, you can then say something disrespectful. That's how it works, right? As long as you pre-apologize. As long as you pre-apologize, it's fine. No beef, only chicken. Exactly. I woke up to Riley being HoH, fell back asleep, and now Mickey is? Oh, yeah. Fall. It got crazy. It got crazy overnight. It got crazy. With all due respect. As long as you say with all due respect, that's fine. He was crying when the feeds came back. Apparently, he was yelling at Mickey and Ashley. It got crazy. How do you feel about have-nots? I feel like the show doesn't really explore them anymore. Is the effect worth the payout? Yeah, right. Like the way have-nots are done, it's kind of pointless. First off, people just volunteer for it now, really, or it's like it's their turn, right? Like it's not really got any effect on what's happening in the game. The most it can do is like, oh, you know what? Like maybe you put Keanu on have-not, and then he's not eating enough protein, so he's a little bit weak going into like a wall competition. But like you can't really time it up right like that. If you're an HoH and you want to maybe do that, you could do that, but people don't really use it that way that much. Every so often someone might try something, but it doesn't really happen that way. I like back in the day when they did food competitions, and what was fun with the food competitions was they would create beef. They would create these, animosities between teammates, right? If like you were on the team with somebody and you lost the food competition, now not only are you not eating well that week, it's this guy over here that's why you lost, and now this person in the house you're all upset with, and you don't want to work with them anymore because they're gonna keep losing the food competitions. Great example of this is BB10. BB10, half those fights were because there were people that didn't have enough food because they lost a food comp or something. Like it that's how it's more fun, right? So the way it is now, it's kind of pointless. You might as well just get rid of it. Here's another thing. I haven't heard this as the reason. Like I haven't like heard anybody say it or anything. But last week there were only 2 have-nots. One of the reasons why, I'm pretty sure, is because people kept falling out of 2 of the beds they had in there, because the one was on a table and one was on a desk. Rachel fell out of it. So I think what they did the next week, it was only 2 with Catherine and Jimmy, instead of at least 3 or potentially 4 like they had on week 1. So I think they were like, yeah, we'll just do 2 of them because there's 2 beds that are on the floor nobody can fall out of. So yeah, it's one of those things where like it doesn't really even, I don't know. Being hangry is a real thing. Yeah, but you know what? Like it's one of those things where it really doesn't ever cause anybody to crash out. You know, if you have to do it multiple weeks in a row because you keep losing competitions, absolutely. Right? Like if you're on slop 3 weeks in a row, oh, you're fuming. But they don't do it like that anymore. Now it's like, oh, they were on slop. All right, they got their turn over with. Who's next? I'll do it, right? Like I'll go in. So they don't really even use it that way. Like 1 week is like you can get through 1 week, right? But now it feels, I don't know, lacking and pointless. I knew those beds would be bad. They looked horrible. I wish it would go back to the old slop, right? That's another thing too, Norma, actually. One of the cool things was because we had Rachel back on, this was the first person to have like slop in years that also had it before. And she said it's different. She said it's more oaty now. Like there's more of like the what are they? The steel cut oats. It's got more of that into it. And she said it's not like it's better or worse. It's just different and has a different consistency than it used to. There was somebody said I wanted to respond to, but now I forget what it was. Somebody said something. Let me see if I can find it. I probably lost it. Oh, you know what it was? It was D. D said Rachel did it 2 weeks in a row. She did, but she also volunteered, right? So like she was like, well, the first time she was just made one, right? The second time for week 2, she was like, I'll just do it again. And her excuse was she wanted to lose weight. But I think that was kind of part of her strategy, just to be like, I'll just do it again and then kind of buy favor with some people, which I don't think was a half bad idea. Like, I don't think it really matters that much. But I think it was just kind of something that was like a little bit where it's like people might go like, oh, you know what? She's willing to be humble, you know, instead of being like, I'm not doing it again. But yeah, it's a thing. No judgment, but it's working for her. Food deprivation is wonderful. I miss when we voted on yes, right? And it would be like weird combinations too. Like sometimes they do like candy canes and carrots or something. It would be like, oh, they get this for the week. Is Vince still in a good spot? It seems like he is making out better than Zach with Keanu and Riley, but Zach definitely lost a lot of favor. They for sure do not trust Zach as much as they used to. All house guests should go on Slop at least once. Slop saved on food costs in the beginning. They did. I wish we could go back to voting for random items for the Slop. Yeah, the food comps were cool. Waste of an episode, but time, but cool. I kind of agree with you on that. Right, it was a bit of a waste of the episode time. But you know what it also did? It kept us away from a lot of the filler too, right? Like think about all the stuff they add into like a show nowadays that it's like we just don't need. Like how many times do we need to see Jimmy telling that Rachel that her outfits suck, right? Like do we really need like how many segments of that we've had now? At least 2. Do we need both of those? Probably not, right? So it's like it's a give or take. Me too, chicken noodle soup. Miss those days. His mustache is a great spot on Riley's face. Those are so gross. Yeah, sardines or something wild, right? He looks like the pic of the guy on my favorite taco joint. Always love the have-not comms. I remember a season where a group was allowed pickles, but someone freaked out because the pickles are worse than the slop. Gina Marie chugging the Froyo and BB15 on the food comp. They could add the symbols to their names, the bottom of the right, like they did Survivor did. Being hungry is a thing, but they don't show it. We never know as a casuals who has a have-not. And that's kind of the thing. At this point, you almost can't even tell. You almost can't even tell which ones are the have-nots and aren't unless you're watching the feeds and you know who's sleeping in what room, right? They might not even show it on the episodes half the time. So yeah, it's really kind of a weird like layover from the old school days that just hasn't gone away. And yeah, I don't know. Last season they did the pizza and ice cream thing. Oh, that's right, when they all had to eat the pizza and ice cream in the Janky world. No, it's so sad, depressing. Uh-oh, what happened? I missed something. I must have missed something. Always loved the have-not comps. Janky World must have been grueling. Yeah, dude, living outside there it has to be kind of rough because like you're in LA during the summer. I don't know exactly how hot it gets. I think I remember looking it up and I was like, it's hot. It doesn't get that cool until nighttime. And then even then, I imagine it probably being really cold because it's kind of like not really like the desert, but like it doesn't have like a lot of things that would, you know, soak up a lot of the heat. So I imagine it gets pretty cool at night. I imagine voting for pork rinds, the chips, the plain ones. I can understand that, but I love pickles. Only knew who the have-nots were because Catherine was complaining about being hangry and taking cold showers. Put all Zach's girlfriends up, then backdoor Zach. It's crazy how everyone on the side I'm rooting for is playing such a scared game. Keep putting their numbers up. Keep too scared to make moves. The numbers are going down by another. So annoying. Yeah, it was kind of wild to watch Lauren kind of fall into that trap, but she did. I probably wouldn't watch it if they put Janky in again. That was so childish. And that's the thing, right? Like, it was a little childish. One thing I will say, I do like those like late mid-game twists, because usually right around them, like after jury or like just before jury, it starts to get like a little predictable on like what's going to happen. ZT Skull coming on in, hitting that follow button on Kick. Guess what, ZT? We now have a secret alliance. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. We got a secret alliance. Just me and you. We're going to the end. You hear anything about other alliances? Not true. I promise. Not true. Also, I think we had a couple people coming on YouTube that I missed. Brooke, guess what? You hit that subscribe button. Guess what, Brooke? You didn't know this, but me and you, we now have a secret final too. Shh, don't tell anybody. You hear anything else, don't listen to them. Listen, Brooke, I gotta go talk to someone real quick. But me and you, Brooke. Ty, the beard guy. Guess what, Ty? Me and you, we now have a final two. You hear about any other final twos? I promise, it's not true. But Ty, me and you, we're going to the end. No, listen, Ty, I gotta go. I gotta have another conversation real quick. Lito, guess what, Lito? Me and you, we got a final two. It's a secret though. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Thank you for hitting that sub button. But we're going with the final two. I'm hearing a lot of final twos. Brian, no. No. I'll be so upset if I had to eat slop all week. Time flies. Can't believe it's been 2 hours already. Has it really been 2 hours? Jeez. Time does fly. Let's see where we're at here. Earmuffs chat. Nothing to hear. Nothing to see here. One of the feeds yesterday, Rachel was telling a few of them how excited she was. She would be getting extra airtime this Sunday. Ooh. Sounding like Vincent Paul with all these final. Whoa. Noah, relax. Or he'd be sounding like Vince. Whoa. Is the nomination ceremony today? Probably. Maybe. Or actually, no. Wait. The nomination ceremony would be. Yeah. It could be, right? It should be. Because then they'll do the veto on Saturday and then the meeting on Monday. So we should see that all take place today. I think Janky was put in there to scramble the house guest's mind, make them do things they wouldn't do. But yeah, annoying. And yeah, that's the thing, right? Like I kind of like I should have finished my thought there from earlier. I kind of like those like mid-season twists, right? Whether it's Janky World or the Split House from Dire Fest, whatever they called it, Brochella. Was there another? Oh yeah, Zombie Week was a big fail. That one didn't work out good. But I like the idea of that mid-season twist because it gets predictable, right? Like usually there's a big alliance and that big alliance is just going to ride it to the end. Whereas like if you do something like the Split House thing, it kind of breaks up what the norm's going to be. I think they allowed the Split House to be too gamified because they got to pick who was in each one. It should have been random. It should have been like a thing they didn't know about and then got thrown into and then they had to survive that way because they got the gamify it too much. And then it was like, all right, we kind of know there's targets on either side that are probably going to go. But in general, I think those are good for the game because it adds like a twist into that mid game when things start to get a little bit boring and predictable and it switches things up. They need to nail it. They need to, you know, kind of fine tune it and get it to work properly. But I think with the right circumstances, it can work. So that's actually something I would be in favor of if they get it right. Because the Split House, I think, is so close to being perfect. If they did that, but it was random, I think that's almost the perfect twist. where like half the house guests are in one house, half of them are in the other. It's like final 10, 5 on one side, 5 on the other, and then they play like 2 games of Big Brother in 1 week. 2 people go, and that's like a double eviction thing. I think that would be kind of cool, and it's both random, and you're suddenly thrown into a final 5 scenario, and it also gives you like a little bit of like a trial run on what that end game looks like when the numbers are low. Because sometimes when you're in like the larger numbers, like when there's like 10 people, it can be hard to see the forest through the trees of like where you're going, and like, you know, finding the light at the end of the tunnel of like, hey, how's the end game really going to look here? And then you get thrown into a situation where all of a sudden, instead of 10 people, you're down to it's 5 people in the house with you. That's a big dynamic switch and kind of puts people on their toes. So I think that would be like a fun way to do it. But they haven't nailed it. Listen, like, come on, BB. Like, listen, like, I'm cheap over here. You can just be like, hey, Ori, we need some advice. Hey, listen, do this. I'm just saying. Yeah, Nam should be today. Ski-ball, what's going on, buddy? This is the same thing we talk about every year, how BB can mix up the voting blocks to create more close votes in the early game. It's true, Ski-ball. We're always talking about it. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Crazy night we had. Ski-ball, do you know what was happening overnight? Man, it got wild. We didn't get to watch it. But man, it was wild. We had Riley win the HoH, but then Mickey uses her power. Riley guessed wrong. He thought it was Ashley. And now Mickey is the HoH. Riley loses power. Also, Kelly's safe, we think. We're like 99% sure that Kelly's safe this week because she didn't get to play in the HoH. Crazy stuff. What a crazy night. Wish we got to watch the interrogations. That would have been fun. But man, what a thing. Crazy for sure. If you were HoH, would you request a wow? Oh, 100%, Noah. 100%. I don't know if they could get a Wawa hoagie out there. But like Tasty Cakes would be on there. The Wawa iced tea, the half and half iced tea, like their Arnold Palmer style, like iced tea. That would be on there. For sure. There'd be some Philly classics on there. 100%. Listen, if they could get me some soft pretzel, but it gotta be fresh. And they like, how are they gonna do that? Who's HoH? So Kara, Mickey used her power after Riley won HoH. And Riley did not guess correctly. He thought it was Ashley who was doing it. And now Mickey has taken over the HoH. She is now in charge. Everybody knows too. It's not a secret. We also think Kelly is safe. We're like 99% sure that Kelly's going to be safe. I don't want to lock that in, but like I'm fairly certain. Yeah, Nam should be today. I'd request some Whataburger. This would have been so much more dramatic had she waited. Good morning, Ori. Wow, wake up to this. It's crazy, right? So Keanu, Riley, Catherine, probably Witch. And then if one of them would come down, there's a potential it could be Zach. But as we know, Zach has the 10K bribe. And if Zach takes himself off the block, then Lauren and Vince would probably be her only other 2 options. Because everybody else is kind of one of her numbers. So this could be a crazy, messy week where a lot of shots are taken and a lot of people could be mad at each other by the end of it. Okay, guys, gotta get ready for work. Thanks, Ori, for the fun chat. Should be an exciting week. It should. Didn't tag you. She's a big fan base that would carry her. I wouldn't vote for her to stay this time, but I look forward to watching her shake stuff up if she does. If it happened because they went after Mickey. And that's the thing, right? So Mickey would have been on the block if she didn't use it. What was the comp? So the comp was the balance beam, where they had to run on the beam, and then, you know, there's different paths that can go, like some are bigger, some are smaller, some are longer, some are shorter. And then whoever had the fastest time won. But there was also like a team thing involved where they got to pick teams that they were on. And that had something to do with the competition. I don't know exactly what the format was, but that was involved somehow. And with that, when they formed the teams, Kelly ended up being the odd one out. So we're pretty sure she's actually safe, because they had kind of mentioned that even Rachel predicted she would be safe. So we're like 99% sure Kelly's safe, but we're not 100% sure. Happy Friday. I read this morning. Glad it happened to Riley. Crazy, right? What would your music request be? Not sure if they just do one album or if it's a playlist now or what. That's another good question, CJ. And so I've thought about this. If I'm just going for myself, the album that I pick is Linkin Park Hybrid Theory. That's my number one. And that album has like a special place in my heart. I used to listen to that thing like nonstop on like my Sony Walkman. And yeah, that would be my number one on the list. But here's the thing. My music taste is diverse, right? Like I like Linkin Park. I like Eminem. I like Boyz II Men. And you know what? Every so often, I like to listen to a little NSYNC Backstreet Boys, right? Like, it's a thing. I like some country, right? Like, there's some country I like, too. So, like, here's the thing with me. Good music is good music, right? So there are different things that I would go to. And one of the things I would try and do is I would try and get a gauge on what people kind of like and what I might be able to use to get people to come up. Because like one of the things you can do is like, hey, I want to go listen to your music. So if like you're getting stuff that like other people are kind of into, that could be like a little bit of a connection, right? So like for myself, number one would be Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. That would be my number one. Other ones that would be on there, man, like something from Queen. What else would I like? Something from Guns N' Roses. Eminem's Marshall Mathers, or no, is it what's the one with the curtain on it? Is that Encore? There's the one with the red curtain on it, but I forget what album that is from Eminem. That would be on it. Jay-Z. I would definitely have something from Jay-Z. Trying to think what else. Maybe even, like I said, Boyz II Men, maybe. Right? What else would I like? It would be a cop-out to do probably something that's like a compilation CD of like different stuff. You know? The Eminem Show. That's what it is, CJ. Yup. That's the Eminem Show. Because that's the one with like a lot of good stuff on there, because that's got Cleaning Out My Closet, right? That's got Like a Soldier, that one, right? That's got I think The Real Slim Shady, right? Is that one on there too? Or no, it's the what one else is on there? I forget now. No, Norm, no. Though I would go Biggie Smalls. Yo, I'd get something from Biggie, from Tupac. Both of them, I'd rock out to that. What else would we get? You know what? Let me pull my Spotify real quick, because there's a couple of things. Like I just have like my daily mixes on Spotify, and like some of them are wild. Man. Let me see. Some of them are wild. Some good ones. Ooh, I just saw Goo Goo Dolls. Hey, yo, this is another one. Listen, people might hate on this one. People might, but listen, for the memes, I would do some Nickelback. Listen, I would do some Nickelback. Shinedown, yo, Shinedown's got some of my greatest favorite songs too. Shinedown's really good. What else would I do? Oh, yo, Cher. I'd do some Cher. Hell yeah, I'd do some Cher. Kylie Minogue, yo, you get some. I'm literally scrolling through my Spotify right now. It's like the songs I see in a row. The songs I see in a row. I got the Scat Man, and then Kylie Minogue. Can't get you out of my head. Oh, R&B, yo, Madeline. The Fugees, in a heartbeat. Oh, what's her name? Lauryn Hill. Yo, give me some Lauryn Hill up in there. Ooh. Ooh. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Who else do I got on here? Avril Lavigne, Pink. I'm telling you, my Spotify's nuts. It's nuts. Oh, you know what's another one? Here, oh, listen, here's another one too. This is another one where it's like, yo, I would all day I would take these albums, right? Something from Springsteen, something from Billy Joel, all day. Who else do I got on here? Got so much. It would get crazy. Your theme song is "It Wasn't Me." It wasn't me, Shaggy. Yo, it wasn't me. I'd take Shaggy all day. Billy Ocean, that's a good one. Phil Collins, Goo Goo Dolls, Led Zeppelin. A lot of good options. Journey. Oh yeah, Journey, Def Leppard. So many good ones. Who won HoH? So Ramona. Crazy stuff happened. So Riley won HoH, but Mickey used her power, and Riley was not able to get it right. So now Mickey is the HoH. She took it over. It's not a secret. She is fully the HoH. Everybody knows. It's a thing. Oasis, the Eagles. Out of all the music in the world, I can't believe we have the same one. Linkin Park Hybrid Theory is the only CD in the world that I love every single. Tasha, I am with you. Every single one of them is a banger. Every single one. There's not one song on that album that isn't bad, and it's one of my all-time favorites. And like, it's just that one that I listen to all that. 93.3 WMMR. Hell yeah. Oh, I gotta love Pink. Pink's a PA legend. Katy Perry, you know, even Taylor. Listen, I got a favorite Taylor Swift song. It's Exile, I think it's called. Is that what it is? It's the duet with like some country singer. I think that's the song. I think it's Exile. And it's Taylor Swift and some country singer. And oh, it's so good. I could talk music all day. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Without Me, such a good song. I'm thinking Riley, Will, Keanu, Kelly. Vote for Lauren. The rest would vote for Catherine. I think I've seen this film before. Yes, that's it. Fall. That one's so good. It's so good. Ooh, Beyonce. What's my favorite Beyonce? Honestly, here's the thing. I'd go old school. I wouldn't go Beyonce. I'd go Destiny's Child. Give me some Destiny's Child. Give me some TLC. Yo. All about that bootylicious. 100%. That's what I would do. I would go old school with it and go Destiny's Child. Destiny's Child's the way, right? Destiny's Child's the way. I know the Macarena is on Ori's list somewhere. Yeah, it is. It is. Oh, yes, Scrubs. I don't want no scrubs. A scrub is a guy who can't get no love from me. It's a banger. It's a classic. Who's that coming on in? Is that Alyssa? Alyssa, great update. Everyone match and make it rain with super chats. Lizzie Goo. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ooh, Sunshine. Fleetwood Mac. Yo, Fleetwood Mac. Rumors? Listen. That. Ooh, man, that's a good one too. That's another good one. That's another good one. There's so many good options. So many good options. Capone, what's up, buddy? How you doing? We're over here just chilling. Wild night. Crazy stuff happening on the feeds. They were down forever. We didn't get to watch everything go down, but man, it was wild. Ooh, Rod Stewart. That'd be a good one. Brian Ferry. I don't know if I know Brian Ferry. I don't know if I know that. Oh, yeah, all the R&B from the 90s. All of it. All of it. Ooh, you know what's another one? Like, it's... I don't know if I would get their album, but one of my favorite songs of all time is the Black Eyed Peas. What's it called? It's a song where I think it's the Black Eyed Peas, right? It's like, what would you do if your son was at home crying on the floor, on the bathroom floor because he's hungry? What song is that? I forget what song that is. Who's that coming on in? CJ Hollywood following over on Kick. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's a good one. And then the other one, what's the other one I was just thinking of too? Another album I'd 100% get. Actually, multiple of their albums. Outkast. Outkast is another really good one. Outkast has a lot of good stuff. You could go with the double album where Andre 3000 does like things like Roses. What else is on that one? Like they did like the double one, and that one was really good. But then also you could go all the way back to Miss Jackson days. Ooh, so good. So good. Sublime's a good option. 100% Sublime's a good option. Because wasn't there the one album for Sublime where it's got like 40 ounces of freedom? The one I don't think I can say. I don't think I can say the name of the song, but it's a good song. And then I think there's that one album that just got like a bunch of them on there. Like a bunch. Really good stuff. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. I love disco. I may be the only one in the chat, but remember the disco days from my childhood. Let's go. Sublime self-titled, 40 Ounces of Freedom are both great albums. Oasis would be really good. A lot of really good options. A lot of really good ones. Yeah, we can move on. We've been talking music a lot. Everybody's got good music taste, though. You guys all got good music taste. We're probably actually going to wrap things up here fairly soon. Fairly soon. You're talking about yes, but yes, DR. that song. Because that's on whatever album that one's on is I really like, because it's got like a bunch of bangers. Bunch of bangers. Oh, also Pearl Jam. One more. Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam's got bangers too. All right, we can move on. Couple of things though. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, if you're having a fun time during this stream, smash that like button. Smash it. Hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Check out the links to all my socials and things like that. We also had our sponsor, Factor. You can check them out. They've got meals that you can get. They're ready in 2 minutes or less. They have a whole menu of stuff you can choose from. You get 50% off and free shipping on your first order, so check those out. You can check out the Ori Fund. Never required, always appreciated. The easiest way, if you want to help support this channel, smash that like button. smashing that like button is the easiest way you can help out on YouTube. If you're on Kick or Twitch, you can just hit that follow button. But yeah, we're always having a good time. Let's see. I saw all those bands back in the day. Tried to keep it YouTube friendly. Exactly. Do people know about Zach's power? No. They know he has the 10K, but they don't know it's a power. Isn't he like the only person who doesn't know? Who was that? Who doesn't know about Mickey's? The thing was, they were between Mickey and Ashley. A lot of them were suspecting Mickey, but then Ashley's name started to get thrown around more and more. So it was like almost out of nowhere where it was like, oh wait, maybe they think it's Ashley. And I actually want to say, like, I hope we get to see this. I almost feel like because of the vote and the loss in the trust from Zach with Riley and Keanu, because he went against them, I feel like Zach might have actually pushed to him that I think it's Mickey. I think Mickey has the power. And that might even pushed Riley away from picking Mickey because he thought Zach was lying to him. But I don't know that for sure. That could be something that happened because Riley and Keanu talked that they don't trust Zach anymore because of what he did with the vote. They seem to still trust Vince, but there's tension there. 100%. I forgot for a second which stream I was on. The Gaslight. We went down Music Road there. It was fun. The 10K power. So the way it works, it's a bribe. If at the end of the veto ceremony, right after veto's played, if Zach is still on the block, he can use that power, give the 10K to Mickey. Mickey then is 10K richer, and Zach's off the block, and Mickey would have to name her new replacement nominee. There is no way she can turn it down either. If that's what Zach wants to do, that's what happens. It's a one-way transaction. So Zach can save himself, and Mickey is looking at potentially going after Zach. She's thinking of her nominees being Keanu, Keanu, Catherine, and Riley. But Kelly is safe. So if one of those three nominees comes down off the block, her only real options would probably be Zach, Lauren, and Vince. And she's talked about wanting to get rid of Zach. So she might put Zach on the block as a replacement. Now, if Zach happens to go on the block as a replacement, he can immediately come down, and then either Lauren or Vince might end up on the block. So we could be in for a very messy week here that shows a lot of cards, that gets a little wild, gets a little crazy. Let's see where we're at here. They trust Vince again, which, right? It's wild. Absolutely wild. Did Zach flip into voting out Adrian? Yeah, so because Zach and Vince didn't vote with them, more so Zach, Keanu even said he's below Jimmy and Rachel for Keanu. He's like, and that's saying a lot. Keanu likely going home. Well, the thing is, Keanu would have a good chance at winning that veto, right? He's already done it once, and he came in he almost did well, but he ended up losing. But with the help of Casey, he won the other one. He also apparently did well in this competition. So I think Keanu would have a good shot at winning a veto. I think Riley would have a good shot at winning a veto as well. So either way, there's a chance one of them comes down. On top of it, you got the blockbuster competition as well. I don't know. She couldn't. I didn't know she couldn't turn it down. But then, why would you at least walk out there with 5K? Well, no, she would get the whole 10K. If Zach uses it, you get the whole 10K. Zach doesn't keep anything. But that is a thing too, right? Like, you can't turn it down. But one of the things is why you would want to turn it down is if Zach's actually your target and you just put him on the block. Do you want him coming off? So why would you say yes if that's your target? I'd rather take my target out than take the money. Because now that guy's coming back and he's mad at me and he's going to go after me. So I wouldn't turn it would turn it down if I could. It's going to be an interesting week for sure. For sure. She told Lauren she was safe if she didn't put up Ashley. She did, but Mickey was just throwing out Lauren's name for the block just yesterday. Just yesterday they were talking about it. That deal doesn't mean anything. And I was saying that when it happened, right? Like if you're in danger, you're going to say whatever gets you out of danger, right? And when you make a deal with somebody who's in danger, after they're out of danger, they have no incentive to hold up that end of the bargain, right? They're safe. They got what they wanted. Why should they hold up? Like, you can bounce checks. You can bounce checks in the BB house, and there's a good chance that Lauren could see that in action pretty quickly here. Let's see. Riley will win the veto and use it on Catherine. That could be crazy too. Did Riley guess Mickey had the power? So no, Riley thought that Ashley had it. So then Mickey gets to keep the HoH. She's the HoH now. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Could Ava be a pawn knowing no one would vote her out? Possibly, but I think a lot of people would push against it. But it's possible. And I don't know if she would want to take that shot or not. I'm not sure. We got Jeff coming on in, hitting that sub button. Oh, we also had Mitch Gamaberry. Listen, Mitch Gamaberry, Jeff. Listen, I gotta tell you guys. I don't know if you guys all know each other, but I get a good vibe from the three of you. What do you say? What do we say if we form a Final Four? What do you say we form a Final Four? It's a secret, though. You can't tell anybody. And the four of us, we're going to the end. Don't, if you hear anything about other line, don't worry about it. It's not true. Thank you guys for hitting that subscribe button. I want chaos. It's not so much a bribe as a bail payment. That's a good way to put it, Bondo. That's a good way to put it. Or do you have a CA? I don't want YouTube taking half your money. Vanessa, that is kind. I do have something called the Ori Fund. Ori Fund's a great way to support Oris everywhere. You hit exclamation Ori Fund. There's also a link in the description. If you feel so inclined, never required. Always appreciated it, but never required. Honestly, the easiest way is just hitting that thumbs up button. Bondo, you maniac. Coming on in with the 10 gifted subs, or the 10 gifted members over here. They're called on YouTube. Everyone, if you just got hooked up with a membership, make sure you're thanking Bondo. He's an absolute legend. I can't tell you how much I appreciate Bondo, and just more than anything else is friendship. Bondo's awesome. Bondo's a heck of a guy. Thank you so much, buddy. How is this week gonna end up? I don't know, Witch. I don't know. There's a good chance, right? If Keanu stays on the block, he could go. But also, if it was Keanu versus Riley, I could see people being like, why don't we just break up Catherine and Riley? Right? Like, why don't do that? But I could see possibly if Keanu stays on the block, he's got to go first. If it was Catherine and Riley, I think Riley would go. Keanu versus Riley, I think, Keanu versus Riley, I think Keanu would go, but there's talks. And then if it was Catherine, I think Keanu would also go. But if Zach ended up on there, that'd be an interesting one too. But then he would take himself down, and then potentially Vince or Lauren would go up. And then again, I think you're back into the situation where one of the other three would end up going first. They would be like pawns. But it could be a messy week with all the twists and the turns here. I do crazy things sometimes. Yes, you do, Bondo. Yes, you do. Ava's your final two prediction. Also, isn't Kelly's birthday this week? Yes. I think that is her birthday. Because of whether she's safe or not, she wouldn't nom her. Possibly. Zach and Vince could have saved it. They could have, Cameron. They really could have. So happy for Mickey. Used the takeover, perfect timing, and I can't believe she pulled it off. For a little bit there, I really started to think when she used it, it was gonna fail. Let's see where we at here. Stashes for Bondo. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, definitely thank Bondo if you got gifted one, because he's awesome. So many options for Mickey. There's options, but also once things start going, like it starts to run out of options, and then she almost gets left with like 3 options if the veto's used. And then if she goes with Zach, she only ends up with like 2 options, really. Will just peed, went back to bed. Linkin Park Hybrid Theory, Korn, first CD, that'd be great. I think Zach didn't tell Riley the truth. That's a thing too, right? Zach might have lied, or Zach could have been telling the truth, and then that led Riley astray because he didn't trust him. We'll have to see on Sunday. Or find out more tomorrow. There could have some more conversations where we kind of flesh out some of the details. Everyone's very welcome. I'm happy to make someone's day. Bondo's the man. I went to preseason interview Adrian. He didn't really try, in my opinion. I think Adrian, like it wasn't like he was great. I think he had one of the best reads. He had one of the best reads of the season when he realized what the deal was with Rachel and why she wouldn't probably go after Keanu. And if she wanted to win, she would have to take big shots, and it would be like Morgan, Vince, and Zach that she would probably go after. But other than that, he didn't have a lot to bring, right? It was kind of like, I get it. I get why. Should bring him back for the wall comp. Oh yeah, definitely shout out Dina. Dina's amazing. She does great work on our channel. Go check out Dina. I really like Adrian and wanted to see him stay, but he kept retreating to the corners. And I thought he was kind of talking in circles. Felt really bad for him, but glad to move on. Right, like a lot of his game talked in circles. He did give like some good advice to Lauren about stuff, about not keeping the cards close to her chest, but we'll have to see. The best channel for Big Brother updates. Well, thank you, Lisa. So the next HoH be random or questions, maybe, right? Because this one was a little bit more physical. Did we just become best friends? I think you guys did. I think you guys did. But with that, I think what we're going to do is we are going to wrap it up for the evening. Someone said, told him that, Reed, that he just acted like he thought of it. Thought of what? Not sure. But thank you guys all so much for joining. Thank you guys for all the love, the support that you guys, show me, every day, on this channel. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys make BB season so much fun. If you are new here, though, hit that subscribe button. If you had a good time on this stream, if you made it all the way to the end of this stream, if you're still watching this stream, smash that like button. Hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Check out the links to all my socials. There's Twitter and Discord. Make sure you check it out the Discord. People are always chatting about Big Brother up in there. Come on and hang out. We've got chats for everything. You can even post pictures of your pets. Check out the Ori Fund. Check out our sponsor. We do have our sponsor right now, Factor. Honestly, the only reason I did it was that it has the 50% off, right? If I can give you guys a deal, I'm going to give you guys a deal. 50% off, free shipping on your first order. So go check that out. There's links in the description down below. Thank you guys all again so much, though. We will be back tomorrow with another update. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. Maybe we'll have another little goal. Maybe there'll be a watch party. We'll see. But thank you guys all so much. I really, really can't thank you enough. And I know I say it a lot, but I really mean it. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Let this go down. gonna get around. You can admit that I am doing well. Your life is slipping down the well. Like a match within the water, you are useless. Like a match